What's up? How we doing? Happy hodling. Mr. Butter's in the house. And yours truly. You like that? This background or the music? Or both? Let me pull up my little intro here. Both. Why not? They're free. You may as well enjoy them. Hello. Let me turn that down for a minute. Hello, and welcome to HODL Harmony, where the beat of the blockchain meets the rhythm of riches. Are you ready to ride the crypto wave with me? I'm Tom Durante, the maestro. You see, it says right there on my plaque. I'm a crypto enthusiast who jumped into this wild world back in 2020 with a GPU mining rig. I'm bullish on Bitcoin and Cardano. Oh, I forgot to change my shirt. I may have to be right back for a second. With a GPU mining rig, I'm bullish on Bitcoin and Cardano, but I also love chasing profits with other coins. With my music background and my space background. I don't actually have a space background, but literally. Anyway, I bring a unique vibe to breaking down the crypto economy. Think of it as a soundtrack to your hodling journey, and what a soundtrack it is. Here on HODL Harmony, expect weekly videos, or whenever the heck I feel like it, with market updates, simple technical analysis to read those charts, wallet guides to keep your coins safe, stories from my ongoing mining journey, and practical crypto tips. Whether you're new or a seasoned hodler, I'm here to learn and grow with you. I may be a few years ahead of you, but I'm no expert, just passionate. So as always, do your own research. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I know it's a lot of hitting, it's very violent, but that's okay. I think violence is not the answer, folks. And share this video with your friends and your family and whoever else you want to share it with. Let's find the harmony in hodling together. Oh my god, that literally ended with the song. Yo! I'm on all cylinders today. I just spent an hour on my music channel making some epic music. You're going to have to go and check that out. It was pretty good. I started just jamming, and then as I got into it, people started getting in the chats, and I was showing off Refusion. Let me show you this real quick. Refusion is my new go-to for the AI music. Hello, Denise Durante. I hope you're ready to learn about what's going on in the Bitcoin space. That's a hi, mom moment. All right. So let me put on a little background music. This is the AI music. This is incredible. But this is not my music channel. You missed an excellent video live stream today. Let me put that in the chat so you can go and watch that if that's what you want to do. Let's see. Oop. I've been having a great time spelling today. Okay, so was that it? Friday production day, this day music history. That's the one. Let me just post this in my little chat here so you can check it out if you are so inclined, because it was pretty good. We had some suggestions from the chat, but today we have something to catch up on. I don't know how much. Wow, we got 4 people in here. Go ahead and blow up my chat. This is the most we've had. Mr. Butters, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. Have you been following what's going on with Bitcoin? We're going to get into it today, but first, there's my node, which, as you may learn today, I may have to reevaluate the software that I'm using. Let me just, I don't know if I can do this real quick. Can I do this real quick? Oh, there's my node. Let's look in the App Store here. Can I do what I need to do? Oh, I can. Oh, that's beautiful. We're on your Bitcoin knots. Okay. We're going to go ahead and get this going when I get off of here, because this is what I need to do. And I'll explain as we get into it here. But I've been trying to go live, or I've meant to go live on my music channel, the last couple of days, but I've been so sleepy, I came home and took a little nap, and I fell asleep for like 5 hours. So that's not what I meant to do. So yeah, anyway. But as always, my Bitcoin miners are humming away, doing their thing. If you see me looking up over here, that's because I got you on the TV, and that's where I'm looking. Okay, so let's log into my pool, and I've got a couple of things going on in here. So after my last live stream, all I had to do was unplug my little nerd axe and plug it back in, and then it started working. And so it's been working 3 days and 33 seconds. That's great. Oh no, this is the last time I've seen. So 3 days it's been up. My Avalon's been up for 5 days. My Nano 3S must have restarted a day ago. So it's been cranking away. And they're doing all right. And then you'll notice I've got 2 Avalons going now. I've left this one going all week because I just feel it. I just want to manifest that block so bad. And this one's cranking away. Its session's best difficulty was a 5.5 billion. That's the difficulty. So I need to get above this number, which is nearly impossible for the amount of miners that I have, but I am manifesting it. It will happen at some point. I don't know when, but I know I'm going to make it happen. And I know you're going to be here watching when it does, and I will update you. But this is the difficulty I need to get. This is the difficulty that I have gotten. So essentially, I've gotten right? Yes, Mr. Butters, yes. I'm going to make it happen. And you should do that with whatever goals that you have as well. Whether it's financial freedom or whatever it may be. But that's where I'm at. You know, I work a pretty steady job. I got a business that I run. I run a piano repair business and all that. I make a decent amount of money doing random musical things. And I've been mining. Oh, not to mention my full-time job teaching. But teaching, and I've been mining. I've been throwing what I got into mining. And yeah, I'm manifesting this. So I'm chasing this difficulty of 123 trillion difficulty. And I've got 72 billion as my best. And that hasn't moved. That happened, the reason that I turned this other miner back on into my public pool, it's been mining away on the Brains pool. And I've been making, what I used to do was 5 days a week, I would take both of these miners and mine on the Brains pool and make approximately $8 to $10 depending on what the price of Bitcoin was. And so I would make about $10 a day. And with just one, it cost me like $400 for the miner in Bitcoin. I paid in Bitcoin, which kind of hurt a little bit, but it's kind of cool. I paid for it in Bitcoin. Let's put some background music on. I think that's what I meant to do. There we go. So we're just going to let that loop. I hope you've been watching my newest content. I did a little video about Cardano. I think today we're going to talk about a couple of different things, but there's something very important we need to get to, but I just want to finish this. Let me know if that's too loud. Doesn't look like it. All right. So 5 days a week, I would do this. With just one miner that I bought in December, in 3 months, I think it was. In 3 months, I made enough Bitcoin, not accounting for the power. I kind of ignore that because I know it's expensive, but it's irrelevant to me. I'm more focused on the Bitcoin. So without counting how much it cost me in power, I made enough Bitcoin that I had spent on the miner. So to me, I broke even. Okay, in my mind, I broke even on one miner in 3 months. That was pretty cool. That was as Bitcoin was going whoo, right up to the moon in the Starship or in the shuttle or whatever. I hope you like my little thingies here. This is not a green screen, folks. Although I do have one that I want to play with and figure out. So with one miner in 3 months, I paid off the miner in Bitcoin, right? I got my Bitcoin back. And then I was like, whoa, I'm buying another one. So I bought another one. And the market had gone up and come back down. So I got it at the exact same price, which is crazy. and I got the exact same miner. So I've been running both of them, and I've almost made the second Bitcoin amount back, which was the exact same. And I paid in Bitcoin both times. So I've almost made my money back on both of them in Bitcoin. Not accounting for the power, because to me that's irrelevant, although it's not at all, but to me I'm just not counting that, because my Bitcoin's going to double, my Bitcoin's going to quadruple, eventually my Bitcoin's going to like be worth so much more than what I'm paying for it that the power that I'm putting in will be completely irrelevant. So those are those. What I do is 5 days a week, I mine them for payout on the Brains pool, all right? And then 2 days a week, I take one of them and put it onto my public pool running on my node. And then it's a lottery miner. I don't get paid for it. I still have to pay for the power, which is like, what was it, about $5 a day. So they make $5, but they cost me $5. So it kind of breaks even a little bit. I make a little bit of money depending on how much Bitcoin is worth that day. I either make $1 or I break even or I lose $1, but like I said, it doesn't really matter to me. I'm stacking sats. So this week I was just like, I'm going to manifest this. I'm going to throw this in there. I'm going to take a chance because I got my Nano 3 humming along. That's 24 hours a day. Approximately, let's see what we got. Oh yeah. Approximately, you see, it's got some peaks. This is just the Nano 3. Its best difficulty was 493 million. That's the best share that it got, right? So this up here, I can't click on that, but it's above 8 terahash and below 5. So it's a good average of 6. I think it does 6.3. Whenever I look at the screen on it, it always says 6.29, but you can see it's not always 6.29. It's all over the place, which is good. As it ramps up, it ramps down. Okay, let's see what this has been doing for 5 days. Okay, now this machine is rated at 85 terahash. And you can see, sometimes I get well over 100. And this one I can click on, that's nice. 112.5 terahash, right? That's what that number is, 112 trillion, right? So 112.5 terahash. All the way down, I think that's when I restart my Wi-Fi, because I don't know why, but I have to go unplug a box in my garage just so I can live stream so that I get the speed that I'm actually paying for. Took me a long time to figure that one out. But anyway, so average of 80, 85, but you can see I peak up sometimes. 120, look at that. What is that? Can I see that? Yep. 120.095 terahash, that's cool. And so my best difficulty is 5.5 billion on that one. Now this one I just started up 3 hours ago. And you can see it's got a lot less data. Started at 80, but look at that. Oh my god. What the heck? See, that's all you need. What you need is you need the network difficulty to peak down and your mining difficulty level to peak up for 1 second. 1 10-minute interval, and you got a block, mother junka. That's what you got right there. When that peaks up and the network difficulty peaks down, you're in the money. So I just need that to happen. So universe, I hope you're listening. So right now the difficulty in 3 hours, the best block that I've got is 247 million, right, which is nowhere near where I need it. But all together, I basically have created my own mining pool, right? So all of these mining hash powers are pooled together, and they're contributing to the fact that I will get a block. And because I'm hosting this on my own node, I don't have to pay anybody anything. I get the entire block. Let's look over here. sololuck.com. My hash rate now, I've significantly added to my hash rate. So I'm just going to take the average because this one's going to average out at 90 as well. So 90 plus 90 is 180, math, and then 186, 187 approximately. Let's just call it 190 because it fluctuates. So 190 terahash a second. My chance per year is 1 in 91, but I can nowhere near afford a freaking $500 power bill every month without getting a payout. So I can't I just can't do it. But look at that. Look at that. So every day that I run this, and it costs me $10 a day approximately, to play the lottery for the chance at 300 and oh my god. Remember last time we looked, that was like 270,000. So $300,000. That may be, it's either because the price of Bitcoin's gone up, which it has, which we also need to take a look at, $96,801. Now, I want you to see something, if I can show it to you. Because, actually, you know what? Let me try something here. So I've tried to upgrade my little view here, and it just hasn't worked. So I'm going to see if I could do this live and get a little chart going up here. I hope this works. Okay, just give me 1 second here. I'm trying to add, so let's see, can I take this? I think I can. So I'm using stream elements. Can you see that? Yes, you can. So this is what my screen is supposed to look like. Oh, look at that. You're there, Mr. Butters. You're in my chat. But it's not showing up on my screen for whatever reason. I don't know why. So I've upgraded. Hey, you see yourself. Yeah, I don't know why that's not on my screen. It's supposed to be on my screen. So I have this little ticker. That thing's working. Is it not working? It doesn't look. Oh, there it is. So you see that? Like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. So I've added that, but none of this other stuff is working. Hey, your latest message just popped up. And I also put charts. And I also put that. And I also put my subscribers, which is blowing up. 1,720 subscribers. That's insane. So yeah. But for whatever reason, this is not coming up on my OBS. So I'm going to try and add something real quick. Let's take a look at those little blocks while I do this. This is the latest block. And this is my mempool. Let me see if I can do this real quick. Again, I don't want to make these live streams too long, but you know what? If we're here, we're hanging out, we're having a good time, we got some stuff to talk about. Is it a browser source? Let's see. I would like to put the BTC chart up. Let me try something here. I don't know. I don't know what this is going to do. Let me see. Oh, I closed it. No, I didn't. This is a nice little background music. Let's see if this works. I'm just kind of experimenting here. I don't know if this is going to work or not. Will this work? No. That just gave you the website. That's not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. Alright, I'll play with this later because we can just go look at it. Can I delete it? Get rid of it. That's not what I wanted. Okay, anyway, I'll play with this later. Okay, anyway. So, I'm supposed to have, you can see I've updated my thing and it's supposed to be really cool, but it's just not. Anyway, it's just the same old thing. Let's see if I can reload it. It's just not loading all the things that I put on there. And it's just a little bit frustrating. Alright, so my chances are pretty significantly increased when I run both of my miners together. But I just can't justify it. I cannot. I'm not made of money just yet. And I just cannot justify paying like $500 a month in power bills just for the chance to get $300,000. Sure, it would pay off. And I did experiment with mining Bitcoin Cash. And boy, let me tell you, Grok was hallucinating something fierce. Because it was telling me I was going to get a block. This was crazy. It was like, you should be getting like 6 blocks a day on Bitcoin Cash. And I was like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. That's like $1,000. So you're saying I just figured out the infinite money cheat and I'm gonna get like $6,000 a day? I would never have to work again. Let's do this. So I tried. I tried mining and it was like, you should be getting a block right now. And it didn't. And it was like, I was updating it and chatting with Grok and I'm like, yo, I have not gotten a block. what's the deal? You said I'm going to get a block. What happened? So AI 100% can hallucinate and can tell you things that are not true. I do love Grok, but sometimes things hallucinate. You know, some people don't like Grok. I get it, but like I've been using it for almost everything now, and I trusted it without checking up on it. And then what I did was I started a new discussion with Grok, and I said, I'm trying to mine Bitcoin Cash. What are my likelihood? And it said, yeah, maybe 1 in 4 months. I'm like, oh, okay, but you just told me like 6 a day. And I was like, yeah, nope, I don't know where you got that information from. I was like, I got it from you, but it didn't work. So I went back to Bitcoin. I was like, I'd rather just make my little $10 a day. All right, so let's check in with the markets here. We've got a $96,765 Bitcoin. And you can see it's just kind of bouncing around, but it's making higher lows. That's what we like to see. So you can see that I added something to my chart here. And this is, I think my face is in the way of this. But let's see if I can just move myself out of the way for a second. Oh, where are you at? There you go. Oh, that's not the window I want to move. Why do I keep doing that? There you are. So you can see right here, this is the M2 global liquidity. Everybody's been talking about this. Okay. M2 global liquidity. Yeah, I think I can go down there. Here you go. So the M2 global liquidity is the money supply throughout the whole world. All of the currencies in the world and how much they're printing. Okay. And I think I showed you this in the last live stream, where if you put it, this one is on a 10-week lead. I think I moved myself in front of that, so you can't read that now, but it says 10-week lead. And boy, is it lining right up with Bitcoin. All right, look at that. Big pump, drop, pump, drop. It's uncanny. It's incredible. So we had this amazing, incredible pump. Don't close my connection, please. And, you know, this view right here, excuse me, this view right here doesn't do it justice. If you're like this, then it kind of looks more like it did when I was watching it. And you can see on my YouTube posts when it was actually happening, I think it was Thursday. Yeah, look at that. Thursday, May 1st. And I've been telling you, and I've been listening to other people tell me, like Crypto Crow. If you don't watch Crypto Crow, he's the GOAT. He lives in my area. I'm going to meet this dude. I sent him a link to some of my YouTube videos. Let me see if he's ever responded. I don't think he did. But he lives in my area, and I want to meet him. I don't think I ever finished. I did that whole little intro video. No, he hasn't even read it. Oh, well. He's a big, YouTuber, so I don't expect to be getting his attention very easily. But he did message me once. I was like, yo, what's up? And he messaged me back on Telegram. But I don't think I mentioned this. I kind of alluded to it. But I met BitBoy. I'm not exactly proud of it anymore. But I went up and did a meet and greet with BitBoy. He did like a public meet and greet up in Atlanta. And I was like, I'm not very far from Atlanta. I'm going. And so I drove my little happy butt up there. And I met the BitBoy. And boy, was that... It was interesting. And that was in... that must have been 2021, I think. Yeah, I think that was 2021. Where are my favorites? Here they are. Let me see if I have this. I met TJ. I met the other dude. Let me see if I have these. I could pull them up. So yeah, I met the whole crew. It was pretty interesting. I mean, it was like a meet and greet. You wait in line and you shake his hand. You say, "Oh my God, you're amazing." And then you sit down. And basically, I was kind of like a little superstar over there, because there were other people who were just getting into Bitcoin at the time, and they were like, yo, you know about, oh, there it is. You know about Bitcoin. You've been in the space. And I had been in the space maybe a year or something. I made some good money. Maybe it was 2022, something like that. Oh, here it is. July 2021. So that was basically my year anniversary of getting into Bitcoin. And so I went up and I met the Bit Boy. And I was so excited at the time. That's me without a beard and without long hair. And that's Ben Armstrong, who has completely ruined his life in the last, since then, basically. That's me and TJ. So, it's crazy. And I met one of the other dudes. I can't remember his name, but he's got his own channel now because they all broke apart, and I don't even watch any of them anymore because I'm just like, screw you guys. Anyway, that was Bit Boy's Hellcat before it got stolen. That's my Tesla right next to it because he was always shit talking Teslas. And I was like, yo, bro, I'm next to the Bit Boy's Hellcat. Or whatever the heck that was. I'm not a car guy. There it is. I finally decided to focus. So yeah, that's me up in Atlanta meeting the crew. I was excited. It was a lot of fun. And then after meeting BitBoy, I sat down. That's when I met TJ when I was sitting there talking to people. And these people were coming up to me, talking to me, asking me about crypto and things like that. And I should have started my channel way back then. I would have been way bigger now, but I'm having a great time already just doing this. Just me and Mr. Butters over here. Yeah, so people were talking to me and I was telling them what I did. I invested in this and then it blew up and then blah, blah, blah. And because, I don't know if I said this at all, but because of my investments in crypto, I was able to buy that car that you saw, that Tesla. I put a down payment on it, right? It's because I have a full-time job that I was able to pay for it. But I didn't buy the car with just crypto. I was able to put a down payment because I was saving up for a house and I had my down payment for the house. So that extra money that I had from my investments during 2020, in the beginning of 2021, it was just boom. I don't know if we need to go back and look at that, but we can. Let's see. This is an hourly chart, so this will take a while. But anyway, so because of my investments, yeah, I'm not gonna go through that right now. But it went up, and I had a significant amount of money that I was like, whoa, where did this come from? And so I was buying the house. I was like, all right, I guess I'm buying a new car too. So it went really well. I had a great time, and this is the house, and I drive the car around every day, and I love it. So anyway, Bitcoin's doing good. This is setting a resistance, or a support, excuse me. This is setting a support, and if I were to draw a little line here, what happened? Where am I at? There we go. If I were to draw a little line here, let's draw this line. What happened? Come on now. Anyway, if I just hold this line here, you can see it's getting higher each time. Boom, boom, boom. So if you're making higher... Oh, bro, thank you. I'm trying to draw a line and it's not working. What's this ruler thing? Does that work? Thank you, thank you, thank you. No, nope, not what I want. Nope. Get out of here. Alright, can I make a line or am I stupid? Anyway, hopefully you can see what is happening. What is this? Why can't I just draw a freaking line? Let me just use the freaking brush here. Can I draw this line? Are you kidding me? What's happening? Anyway, you can see it's making higher highs, which is a key indicator that this is support. Okay? If I were as sophisticated as some of these crypto YouTubers, I would have all these charts pulled up with all these other indicators. But there's a lot of... Let me see if I can do this real quick. And like I said, I'm still figuring all this stuff out. What never happened to you? Oh, the drawing things? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Heat map, or what is this? Oh, I watch all these videos all the time. Why can't I think of what's going on? This is the... Yeah, the line thing. I don't know what's going on. Bitcoin heat map liquidity, I think. Liquidity heat map, liquidation heat map. Is that the one? This is the one everybody's pulling up. There it is. Okay. So, this is an interesting chart. This does not look like what I want it to look like. A week? I don't know. Not what I want. Anyway, so you can see here, these are, oh, okay, let's see. Can I make this a month? Is that what we want? Oh, that looks a little bit better. Book map for liquidity? Oh, let me check into that. Let's see. Liquidation heat map. Liquidation map. Ooh, what's this? Options? Nope. Futures. Anyway, so this is similar to a chart that a lot of people are showing. It's not looking like I want it to look. Oh. Okay, I'll have to spend a little bit more time in my preparation here before I go live. But because this is not at all what I want to talk about. There's something deeper going on with Bitcoin that I want to get into here. But there's some liquidations that we have up here and down there. And so basically we're right in a sweet spot. So when we break through, I think it was $98,000 Bitcoin. Once we break through this $98,000 mark, I'm going to go ahead. Can I set? Oh, you know, my trading view is just not working right. I think that's what's going on. Oh no, is this it? There it is. Okay. So 98, let me set a little alert here at $98,000. So, that's not coming up. I'm having a great time today so far. But anyway, so once we break through this segment right here, once we break through this price target, it's basically price discovery after that. So once we break our old all-time high, oh, there it was. Okay. Oh, you know, I think I already had one. That was set up. Oh, I just moved that. That was set at... Come on now. That was set at 100,000. Anyway, I'll leave it there because that's where I wanted it. Alright, so once we break through our old all-time high of like 109,000, where was this? Oh yeah, that was my last line that I drew. Anyway, I don't want to get too bogged down in here because I got other things I want to talk about. Where are we at? What is with this chart? This does not look right at all. 1 hour. Anyway, I must have screwed something up. So, we're getting close to a point. Once we break above our previous all-time high of $109,000, we are in price discovery. And that is a great thing. Let's check in with Cardano, and I don't know why this just opens up to the Bitcoin chart again. We want ADA, don't we? I know my boy, Mr. Butters, is an ADA bull as well. Alright, so it looks a little depressed. 69 cents, but that just means that it's time to buy a little bit more if that's what you're inclined to do. Not financial advice, of course. But look at that. We broke up a little bit. 72 cents. Where was I when that was happening? Probably working or sleeping. What was that? Thursday at 11? Yeah. I was probably up after my little 5-hour nap there. Anyway. So we're looking in a decent spot. Bitcoin is ripping. So that means the altcoins are just kind of chilling. That's usually what happens. And then when Bitcoin has a little pullback, what's this? No volume data. Okay. When Bitcoin has a pullback, that's when the altcoins start to go up, right? And what I've learned, I was just watching another video. At some point, maybe today, I want to talk a little bit about the YouTubers that I watch, where I learn all this stuff that I talk about. Dollar currency index, is that the one? DXY, I believe so. Let's go for this one. Okay, so these seem Okay, see, they're going in opposites now. But they're a little bit seeming like they're going in tandem, which is not usually what they do. So what I heard was, let me change this song a little bit. Let me change it up. This one. Some more AI music for you. You gotta let me know if you can even hear it, because I got it kind of low. Turn it up a bit. Alright, I was experimenting with some ambient music. So, when usually, and I mean, it's kind of, this is an hour chart, so when Bitcoin's price is going up, the dollar index is going down. Basically what this is, okay, so we're at 100 now. Whenever it's below 100, that means the dollar is losing strength, and when it starts to go up, the dollar is gaining strength. Okay? We are, like you said, and like you're talking about, and like I'm talking about, the dollar is losing strength. And, you know, all of the Wall Street people, all of the big business people, that's like the end of their world. And they don't know what to do with themselves. But you and I, and all of us in the Bitcoin world, know what to do. We HODL. We get some coins that we believe in. We become a part of the community, and we hold on for dear life. Where is it? Hold on for dear life, because it's going to be a hell of a damn ride when this stuff starts going up. And I'm not even just talking about this year. This year is going to be insane. May, Crypto Crow has been talking about May for like 6 months. Okay? He's called for a $5 ADA. Imagine that. For a long time. His price target. Oh, I got a follower on X. It's wild. His price target is like I think it's $8 for ADA. I mean, I think the last all-time high that we had was $3 or something like that. So I'm excited for that. I've been stacking ADA like a madman. So you do what you do, but that's what I'm doing. I'm not telling you what to do with your money. I'm just telling you what I'm doing with mine. And I'm holding mine in Uphold. And there is a link in the description for Uphold. Let me see if I can grab that and post it in the chat. Where did I put that? Might have to go to my YouTube. I think we both get $20 if you click on that link and open up an account. That's where I hold. You can hold US dollars. You can hold, let's see, where's my subscriptions? You can hold crypto. You can do all kinds of stuff. You know, maybe I'll go through. Whoa. Let's see. Oh my God, it's not even in there. What an idiot. Where is this? Let me go to my channel. I gotta find one of my other videos. Is it on here? Let's look at my latest Cardano video. I hope you watch this, because this was a nice little video that I put together. There we are. So I'm gonna drop this in the chat. Did that work? Oh, what? It's too big. Anyway, I'm gonna drop that. Oh, what? YouTube? That's not what I wanted. What are we doing here? What are we doing here, folks? Copy, clean link. Oh, whoop. Bro. I'll just do it on my dang phone. Alright. So, we've got some stuff to get to here. I pulled up this. Oh, yeah, look at that. Alright, that's not it. It's okay. So, we're going to get to that in a minute. Let me see if I can find my link and post this thing. For my Uphold. You want to get on Uphold. I found out about Uphold from Crypto Casey, another big YouTuber that I like to watch. She's very straightforward. I don't know, Mr. Butters, if you've been here since the beginning, but my little nerd miner is working pretty well now. It's just plugging away. Okay, Here's the referral link. I'll post that up for you. Friday market update. Is this live? This is live. Yo. Oh, that's too long. Hi, I'd like to update you. You don't care about all that. You just want the link. There you go. Is that working? What the heck? Anyway, when I get done here, I'll put that in the description because this ain't working. So I'm going to leave it alone for now. But Crypto Casey is a great YouTuber. I learned a lot of stuff from her over the years. And like anyone, some of her opinions on things change. I bought a BC Vault wallet because of her. And then it was the end of last year, I had a lot of trouble with that wallet. My stuff got frozen. I couldn't move it. I couldn't even get into the app after being into the app. So I don't know. If you have a BC Vault and it works great, I hope you enjoy it. But I got completely off of that thing. I transferred everything. Matthew Crater is another. He's a Bitcoin bull. He is like a Bitcoin maximalist, which is whatever. He used to be Trading University, and now he's Bitcoin University because he believes all 100% in Bitcoin. And yeah, Bitcoin maxi, because he's a toxic Bitcoin maxi. Crypto lifer. I don't like him too much. He streams every day. Yeah, he's a little bit of an alpha male for me, you know. The kids call me a Sigma, so I like to think that I'm a Sigma, but I don't know. But he's just, I like his information, but his personality rubs me the wrong way. But he's got good information, you know. He's really good, and I think when things started popping off last week, he came up and I was watching him, and I was like, okay, dude, you got good information, but like it's just too alpha male for me. Okay, yeah, you get it. Yeah, but you know, I try to just be chill. I'm not like that. I'm just chill. I'm just like, yo, this is what's happening. This is fun. But I'm not like, yo, I'm the GOAT or whatever. Like, he's way too much for me. But have you, Mr. Butters, have you heard about this OP return stuff? Because this is kind of a big deal. I don't know. I really don't know what to make of it. But it's important enough that I need to talk about it on here. Do you know about this? When we get done here, I'll go through all my YouTube followers, or the people who I follow and watch, my crypto peoples. But have you heard of this? Because this is kind of important. I'm going to start reading it. I'll let you know. You let me know if you heard about this. Because this is like the biggest deal. No, you haven't. Okay, good. This is what's been going on all week. I've been reading about this and watching Matthew Crater talk about this. So, OP return in Bitcoin, a script opcode in Bitcoin that allows users to embed small amounts of arbitrary data into transactions, which are then stored on the blockchain. So if we were to look at the Genesis block, have you ever looked at the Genesis block? The Genesis block. Secret message. Is this gonna pull this up? Alright, this is it right here. Hash coin. Okay, here it is. So, there is one of these arbitrary data things embedded into the Genesis block. Now, if you're not familiar, the Genesis block is the first block of a blockchain. Okay, in Bitcoin, the block is number 0. Okay, early versions called it block 1. The Genesis block is almost always hard-coded into the software of the applications that utilize this blockchain. So if I were to go into my mempool, I could probably pull it up if I knew the transaction ID. Let me see this. Can I find the transaction ID? Hash of the Genesis block? No, I want the transaction ID. Because I could literally pull it up. Because the whole point of running a node is that I have my own copy of the entire Bitcoin blockchain. And so if I were to pull up block ID, whatever the block ID is of the first block, let's see if I can find that. I'll pull it up. But anyway, we can verify this for 100% certainty. But this is the Genesis block. This is the first block. It is a special case in that it does not reference a previous block because it's the first one. And for Bitcoin and almost all of its derivatives, it produces an unspendable subsidy. Okay, this is a representation of the block as it appeared in a comment in an old version of Bitcoin. Okay, so this is what it looks like. That makes no sense to me. I'm not a programmer or whatever. The Coinbase. Now, this does not refer to the Coinbase app or website or whatever. This is whenever a block is mined, and I didn't know what this was, but you see this little orange block right here is the Coinbase. Okay, and I was like, what? Coinbase? Okay, this is what the miner gets paid. Okay, look at this, the Coinbase. So this is an input and it gets output to somebody who has this wallet, or this is their wallet address, right? So whoever won that block, that's their payment, and it's encoded into the block. So if you're not aware, mining Bitcoin is trying to arrange the block and getting the difficulty right. And so my miners are all trying to figure out the solution to the next block of all these transactions that are waiting to be put into the next block. I don't know if we've ever seen this happen, but I'm going to leave this up for a minute. Let's see. Let's go over here for a second. I might miss it. Okay. 1 minute and 17 seconds. We're going to go back over to that when it's time for the next block, because what's going to happen is this is going to go whoosh away, and then all of these are going to go whoosh and make a new block right here. So maybe we'll just leave it up. So in this Genesis block, can I do both? Can I have this up? Yep, look at that. I'm going to let that happen. Okay, that was not it. It was just changing because I just moved it around. Oh, you can't see that now. Crap. Son of a gun. Anyway. We're just going to leave it up here for a minute. 40 seconds. All right, let's see what this does. You watching? You watching, Mr. Butters? It's about to be cool. It's my favorite little thing. I have my Raspberry Pi over there, and I used to leave it up on the screen just for when this thing happened. So basically, the next block is about to be confirmed. And when it gets confirmed, this block will go away, and the new one will pop up out of all of those mempool transactions that are up there. You're watching. It's about to happen. Don't blink. But stay hydrated. Get a drink. Don't blink. Get a drink. This is nice pensive music for it. Come on now. Come on now. That's definitely been 40 seconds. So the little snowflake things that are falling down are the unconfirmed transactions, all the little transactions that are being sent. If I click on any of them, I can get the information about them. How much was sent, total value, 1.7 thousand, 6 million. Imagine having 67 freaking Bitcoin. Is this gonna happen or what? It's just a cool little animation. I'm gonna click off to see if this thing is gonna happen, and it's gonna happen. The music is perfect. Come on, Bitcoin. You know you wanna. So while we're sitting here waiting, where are you at? Are you just a HODLer? Are you running a node? Are you a miner? Are you curious about any of those things? Well, this is extremely Anticlimactic. I'm gonna click over here and I swear to God it's gonna go. Yeah, it has already gone. Ugh, well, that's disappointing. Okay. Be careful with that trading, bro. Don't use high leverage. Crypto Crow says to just use 3x leverage. Now, I got really lucky. I can't, it's not on that phone. I keep all my old phones, and so I use them to play my music and things like that. So I have, and for whatever reason, I thought it was more secure to just leave my trading on another phone. So I have my Femex account where I trade, and I got stupid lucky on a really small trade. Let's see if I can pull that up. Yeah, you just gotta be careful, and you gotta set your stop losses and all that stuff. I lost a lot of money trading. I mean, a lot of money, like a couple $100 trading. But you have to lose a little bit to learn how to do it, and this is just not happening right now. So anyway, if I could leave it up, that would be cool. Can I do another window capture? I'd have to literally make this a window first. Let me do it with this one so you can keep watching that. Let me do it with this one so I can leave that up so I can go on about my business here. But yeah, set stop losses, and if it happens while I'm doing this, then good enough for me. Let's see, can I add? There you go. Okay, can you see both of those? I think you can. Oh, where'd it go? Crap. Oh, dang it. What the heck? That's not the thing I'm talking about. It's moving because I'm moving the screen around. Okay. Blop. Blop. Oh, what the hell? Well, this is stupid. I wish... Okay, whatever. It's just a cool little animation. Anyway. I've wasted too much time on this already. But yeah, HODLing is great. Come on now. HODLing's a great place to start. I don't know why this is taking so long. But anyway, let's go back over here. Yeah. Set your stop losses. I remember reading stories about people who, unalived themselves because of losses on trading. So don't be that guy. But what I was talking about in the Coinbase, that's why I went over here to talk about this. This is just, I don't know why it's taking so long. Anyway, the Coinbase is the one that pays the miners. Is this going to pop up for me? Open that in a new window. We're getting so down in the weeds here. Oh, that's not what I wanted. There you go. Coinbase is the content of the input of a generation transaction. Whether the transaction uses input sections to refer to their parent transaction outputs, the generation blah 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 blah. Contains in Coinbase can contain Okay, so anyway. So that is there I am. In the Coinbase of the Genesis block, Satoshi put in this little message for us. And so the New York Times, 3rd of January 2009, the Chancellor of the Central Bank, I think of Europe or something like that, on the brink of the second bailout for banks. Let's see if this... So this is like what was happening at the time. And he wanted to just kind of commemorate this. Oh, here it is, right here. Chancellor on the brink of second bailout for banks. So this is like the headline of the New York Times from that day in 2009. And so he was saying like, they're bailing out the banks. This is so corrupt. I'm creating my own currency. Screw all of you guys. Intended as proof that the block was created on or after January 3rd, as well as a comment on the instability caused by fractional reserve banking. If you don't know what that means the bank takes in your $100. And then, where did I go? The bank takes in your $100. Oh, what? My windows are all wonky. Let me put me back on top here. So the bank takes in your $100, and then they loan that $100 out like 3,000 times or whatever. They say, you could have $100, you could have $100, you could have $100, and they really only have $100. So they're counting on 300 other people paying them back so that they can make their money, and they're hoping that you don't come calling for your $100 because it ain't there, basically. They loaned it out 6 ways to Sunday. So fractional reserve banking, that's the enemy. Additionally, it suggests that Satoshi Nakamoto may have lived in the United Kingdom. Okay, maybe. So the chancellor of whatever bank in England. Okay, the details. Second bailout for banks could also suggest that in a supposedly liberal and capitalist system, rescuing banks like that was a problem for Satoshi and for the rest of us too. I'm not sure how old you are, but I graduated high school in 2007. So I was an adult in college. I was a broke college student at that time. So I grew up as an adult in the great financial crisis. And so I was just a broke college student. So by the time the great financial crisis was over, I was like, okay, what happened? I didn't know because I was broke anyway. So yeah. And my parents are nurses, so they work all the time. It doesn't matter what the economy's doing. And now as a piano technician and a musician, I work all the time anyway, so it doesn't really affect me. So find a job that's recession-proof, essentially. Or find a way to make money that's recession-proof. And hold it in Bitcoin, if that's what you so choose to do with your money. Through this reward. Okay, so the first Bitcoin block was 50 Bitcoin. Where was I? Where was I? I just keep kicking myself. Where was I? I was doing nothing, and I had a computer that easily could have run this. I could be a Bitcoin millionaire right now. Ooh, it hurts. It hurts so bad. But I may have lost it, or I may have spent it, or I may have whatever. But anyway, the whole point was this little bit right here. In this Genesis block, Satoshi himself, or herself, or themselves, put this message in the blockchain. So there is a certain amount of arbitrary data that is acceptable to be placed into a block or a transaction. Okay, if you run the Sparrow Wallet, if you don't have this, you should get it, because that's what allows you to get on. So, Mr. Butters, I would highly suggest your first step into your mining journey, or whatever it is you want to do, is get a node. If you have a Raspberry Pi, if you have an old laptop, like literally an old laptop, you could install. Now what we're going to get into today, Sparrow, I'm an idiot. Sparrow Bitcoin wallet. Okay, this is a really great wallet that you can install, and you can run your own transactions. It is a wallet, so you can use it as a wallet. It creates, your seed phrase and all that stuff. And listen, I don't know how you're holding your Bitcoin, but if it's on Coinbase or some exchange like that, you need to get it off. You need to get Sparrow Wallet. You need to get something that gives you a seed phrase. Okay? A seed phrase are the keys to your castle, your Bitcoin castle. And so if you have your keys to your crypto, you have your crypto. If you are on Coinbase, there you go. So how do you hold your crypto? Where is it? Is it on an exchange, or do you have it on a hard wallet? Because Sparrow is technically a hot wallet, which means it's connected to the internet because it's on your computer. So it's not 100% secure, but you at least will have your keys. I could literally show you how to do this right now, but I might just wait and make a video all about that. But it's super easy. It's free. You download it, and you can actually verify it that it's not difficult to use. you can verify it that you are actually downloading the correct thing. But one of my main goals is to make sure that everybody holds their Bitcoin properly. Now, you could do it in Uphold. I don't think Uphold gives you your keys though, so it's not 100% yours. But with the keys comes great responsibility. You do not put these keys online anywhere. You don't put them on your phone. You get a piece of metal, and they sell them on Amazon. I'll put a link to that. You get this piece of metal and you inscribe it on this piece of metal. You can start off by writing it on a piece of paper. You need to get it off of there. If you hold any amount that you would be afraid to lose. Now, keep this in mind. Coinbase is fine. I have, $1,000 or $2,000 on Coinbase, because that's where I can buy daily on Coinbase, and I can't buy daily. I can only buy weekly on Uphold, and I want to buy every day. So I do buy stuff on Coinbase, but then I move it off of there. I have Tangent wallets. Tangent wallets are good. I'm going to make a video about wallets very soon. Once I get done with school, I'll have a lot more time. And even the rest of this month, I'll have a lot more time to make some videos and stuff. Tangent. I need to get a referral link for Tangent, because they have a good product. And you can even get like a little ring. I'm not a big fan of the ring, but this is a cold wallet. This would probably be a great first step. I will make that wallet video. And if you want to, I could probably just, because I don't have Sparrow Wallet set up on this, but I could do that real quick. So Tangent Wallet, I have that on my phone. And let me show you my Tangent Wallet. What was that? What else was I going to get? That was so long ago. Do you remember what I was going to get? I don't remember. If you remember, throw it up in the chat, or if you want to go back and watch at the beginning of the video. But let me go grab my Tangent wallet to show you. Mr. Butters, you can think of me as your own private YouTuber. I have 1,700 followers, but oh, there are 3 people in here. Throw it up in the chat, 3 people, whoever you are. It's just me and Butters hanging out. Okay, let's see here. I mean, I'm not like super paranoid about anything, but where is it? Hide. Oh, flip to. Okay. I just want to hide my details. Like, I don't have an incredible amount of money in here, but I just want to show you the wallet. Private YouTuber, at your beck and call, my guy. All right, so here's my Tangent wallet. It's a little credit card size thing. Let's see if I can put some light on it. Hey, look, it's me in the light. All right, it's got a little Tangent logo on the front. It's got some little. It's got the Tangent logo. It says tap the card to your phone. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. I'll get my light pointed up. It's blinding me. There you go. Tap this to your phone. I don't know, spatial awareness. There you go. Okay, Tangent. And then this is the thing I was talking about. It's a piece of metal. I think it's steel. And it's got, I don't know if you need the light to see that. There you go. So I got these on Amazon. They're really thick. The reason you want to put your seed phrase on here is because it's fireproof. The last thing you want. I'm going to go ahead and set up the Sparrow wallet for you and show you how easy that is. Last thing you want is your keys to your millions of dollars that you're going to have in crypto go up in flames. So you get some of these. It may even be titanium or whatever. I don't know what it is. My blue light just died. But it's got 24 spaces here. And you buy a little engraving pen, and you very carefully write on it with your seed phrase. And if you don't know what a seed phrase is, it is a collection of 12 or 24 words that is the keys to unlocking your crypto. Now, the Tangem wallet here, the way that it's made, you get 3 of these. You can get 2 of them, but 3 is more secure. And they're like your backups, right? And so you get 3 of them. Oh, really? I didn't even think of that. But yeah, that makes sense. People's stuff burning up and then they lost all their crap. So yeah, I mean, if the burning point of steel is pretty high, so hopefully put it in a fireproof safe and then keep it on metal or something like that. I recently, within the last 6 months, I just updated all of my storage of my my private keys onto metal. I had them all on pieces of paper and things like that, but I had them in a safe, fireproof safe. So anyway, so this is my Tangem app. I hid the balance. It's only a couple thousand. It's not a whole lot in there, but I have all of these coins. I can scroll up. Let me make this bigger so I can see if it's in focus or not. Kind of. Can you see? Come on now, focus. Anyway, you can see I've got Hedera, Bitcoin, Cardano, Say, Algorand, Bitcoin Cash, what is that? Internet Computer Protocol, Dogecoin, Iagon, which is a Cardano coin. God, none of that you can read. Ondo, there it is. Ethereum Classic. The heck is that? VeChain. Oops. Ethereum Classic. I was a big proponent of Ethereum Classic when I first started. I really like it, so I still have some. VeChain, Fox. Like, I have way too many tokens, but the balances of those are very small. Let's see if I can pull those up. Yeah. So like from Dogecoin down, like I have like a couple $100 in some of these. Dogecoin I have like $300, and some of these like, yeah, not a whole lot of money in there, but as the market goes up, hopefully some of these will pop off and I'll make some money and I'll roll it into Cardano or Bitcoin or whatever. So this thing is your security key, basically. And so whenever I want to send Bitcoin from my Tangem, I have to NFC that, and you see it comes up on my phone. It says near field contact card Tangem NFC tag detected. And so I just touched that to my phone and it did it. So if you don't want people to steal your crap, you get one of these little sleeves. It's an NFC, an RFID blocking card protector. And I think I already made a list on Amazon, but I'll put all this stuff in an Amazon link. And you can get some of these, because having crypto is not enough. You need to be safe with your crypto. Alright, so hardware wallet. And again, I'm getting a little distracted on the topic of that I wanted to discuss. Oh, because in Sparrow Wallet, let me download that while we're talking here, because I don't have it on this computer. I'll set up a fresh wallet just to show you. You can't see that. Okay. Alright, so Windows installer or standalone? Let's do the installer. Why not? I don't know what the difference is. Okay, so I'm going to download that into my downloads folder, not my music folder. Okay, so we're going to take like 2 seconds. But in the Sparrow wallet, you can sign messages on the blockchain. Bitcoin has a lot of functionality that you can't really take advantage of on Coinbase or other places like that. And so in the Sparrow wallet, you have the ability to sign a message, and it doesn't cost you anything. Basically, like if Satoshi were to ever come back and be like, yo, I'm Satoshi, the people who know would be like, prove it. And the way that he could prove it was a wallet address that we know is Satoshi's. I think he's got like 1 million Bitcoin somewhere in a wallet, and we know the address of that wallet. So he could take the address of that wallet and sign a message with his private key and say, this is really me. It would be like the second coming of Jesus or something like that. I don't even know what would happen, but that's what he would do. So what's been happening an hour and 12 minutes later, and I'm just getting to what I want to talk about, which is kind of important. So an op return is where you add arbitrary data into a transaction, which is allowed. It's a part of Bitcoin. But there is a proposal to remove an 80 byte limit. 80 byte is tiny. If you don't know, the Bitcoin block size was kind of contentious back at the beginning of Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash was created because they wanted to increase the block size, and the people who ran Bitcoin were like, no, we're not doing that, and so that they forked and they made 2 different coins. So that's where Bitcoin Cash came from. But there's a certain limit because Bitcoin is so old and it was using old computer technology. The size of the blockchain is not very big compared to others like Solana. I really hope you're not into Solana. Maybe you are a little bit. I hold 2 Solana from back in the day that I bought really cheap, and so I'm waiting for them to go skyrocket and then take some money off of that scam coin, because it is not a good project. Most everything on Solana is inflated and fake and bots. You can watch Crypto Crow talk all about that. And the Solana blockchain is humongous. It takes so much terabyte storage just to run that network. So Bitcoin is not that big. If we were to look over here at my node, which I'm going to have to do a little refurbishing up here, my node is currently 895 gigabytes out of 900 that I have. I have 1 terabyte. I actually plugged in another 500 terabyte just to see if it would add to that, but it hasn't. So I don't know what I need to do. But if I go to my node, let's see what the size of a blockchain is. See if I can even see it of a block. Oh, I don't know how to do this. The block size. Anyway, does it show us on here? Details. Block size. Where's the block size? Yeah, anyway, it's rather small. Yes, sir. Bitcoin over Solana. A lot of people got into the meme coin stuff this year. That was huge this cycle. So a lot of people made stupid money on that, and they're dumb, but good for them. Enjoy your Lambo. Okay, so supporters of the proposal. So they're trying to remove a limit on the amount of data that can be encoded into the blockchain. So we've sparked a significant debate within the blockchain community, the Bitcoin community. Supporters of the proposal argue that removing the limit could simplify Bitcoin's source code and potentially improve network performance. Excuse me, it's performing just fine without you screwing with it. However, critics warn that this change could lead to increased data storage on the blockchain, and it will bloat it, potentially causing bloating. Wow, I literally just came up with that. And spamming issues, which could make running a node less accessible. Like, I wouldn't be able to just do it on my Raspberry Pi. Some developers and community members are concerned that this could undermine Bitcoin's decentralization, which is integral to Bitcoin's whole ethos and financial integrity, because it's not a data blockchain, it's a financial blockchain. The debate around the op return highlights broader discussions about Bitcoin's identity and purpose, with some viewing it as a necessary upgrade and others seeing it as a threat to the network's stability and value. Users expressing concern about the proposal have reported being banned from participating in discussions on GitHub, which has led to accusations of censorship and lack of open dialogue. Okay? So that's what's going on, and it's not, so like when we think about Bitcoin, you may think it's just some overarching community, but there are sub-factions of Bitcoin. And so what you see over here on my node, this is Bitcoin Core, okay? And I kind of alluded to the fact that I need to change that to Bitcoin Knots, which I didn't even know was a thing, Bitcoin Knots. So these are two different implementations of the Bitcoin blockchain and the consensus mechanism and whatnot. So let's see, every node. So I'm going to switch my node over to Bitcoin Knots instead of Bitcoin Core, because the Bitcoin Core people are the ones who are pushing this, and they are not stopping the people who want to do this. So let's read a little bit here. This is Matthew Cratter reposting somebody's comments here. The turbulence that has arisen out of the op return PR has taken a lot of energy from the whole Bitcoin community over the past several days. And I'm talking like Monday or Tuesday this has started. Let me get some water. Remember, stay hydrated. I wonder if there's anything about the op return in my Satoshi book. We'll have to check that out. All right. To a certain degree, that is unfortunate. But on the other hand, I believe it is good because it brings to the forefront some fundamental issues with the community. As you know, we don't have a CEO or a board of directors. We therefore can only be successful and follow a common path via community alignment. Bitcoin's biggest threat is not government bans or quantum computing, and Matthew Cratter has a video about why that's not a threat to Bitcoin, but losing cohesiveness and directions. In other words, the only enemy is us. We use this latest issue as an inflection point upon which we learn how to all better engage, or we drive a schism. It's up to us. It is a community. It's a Bitcoin community. I got up early today because I wanted to capture some thoughts about where we stand and what issues we really face. I sent this note out to the Bitcoin Dev mailing list earlier today, but since that's a small group, I wanted to share the guts of that note with the broader audience, and this is what follows. Okay, yikes. I mean, this is important, so I'm going to read it. Those outside of the dev community are perplexed by the process and feel discounted, unheard, and or rejected. Most of the issues, PRs, which is, what does that stand for? PR. Pull request. That's right. Man, I've been watching these videos. So a pull request is when a developer asks for a certain code to be added or taken away from whatever system they're using. So that's a PR. And a BIP is a Bitcoin improvement proposal. Yeah. Okay. So that the dev community deals with are beyond, and this means developers obviously, development community deals with are beyond the ability of the general population to understand, but occasionally there are ones that they grasp, at least somewhat, and for which they have an opinion. I've certainly learned that when someone has an opinion, it is really important to let them express it. Otherwise, the pressure inside them builds and they erupt like a volcano. Oops. Where is it? There it is. The Bitcoin ecosystem and its members are radically different today than 5 or 10 years ago. It's bigger, wider, and has broader interest now. It appears that the process and communication mechanisms currently used by Bitcoin Core, are not capable of reaching the community properly anymore. Note that communication means two-way as well. I deal with people, little people and big people, all day long, and communication is the root of all of our problems. If you are able to communicate effectively, you have no problems. You can talk to people, you can express yourself. But if you cannot, you have problems with people. If they cannot communicate with you, and if you cannot communicate with them. So talk to people. Just be a normal person and talk. When someone buys Bitcoin or starts working within the ecosystem, there is no membership guide, owner's manual, or employee onboarding process. It comes off very badly when someone trying to engage is told that they don't count or are not using proper channels, especially when they don't even know where to go to learn the rules of engagement. That isn't necessarily anyone's fault, but I've been involved in Bitcoin since 2017, this guy who's posting. Bob Burnett. Even now, and I'm still learning new things about the engagement process, and there definitely have been several surprises and frustrations for me over the past handful of days. Number 2, the ecosystem is much more complex than ever before, with people and companies developing products and services with the assumptions of how Bitcoin will operate. Many of these are being done in stealth mode as well. Some people are pouring their heart and soul and money into their projects, and the expectation of a standard is often crucial. I am one of these folks. Beyond what I do in mining, CEO of Barefoot Mining, and as a board member at Ocean, which is a mining pool, I believe, I have been working for 2 years on a project related to enhancing block space access. This proposed change in standardness may impact my project in a negative manner, and it's certainly possible others might be in a similar position. Regardless, changes to standards are huge. I spend most of my career with the personal computer space and learned the hard way that changes to standards are a dangerous game. I expand a bit on this in this X post, blah, blah, blah. How much more of this? Okay, there's only a couple more. So keep in mind, Bitcoin is a protocol. Bitcoin is more closely related to an internet protocol like TCP? Transmission Control Protocol. TCP is a connection-oriented protocol that enables application programs and computing devices to exchange messages over a network. It is one of the main protocols of the Internet Protocol Suite and operates at a transport layer, layer 4. Okay? This is how the internet works. If you change this, it has drastic implications on the internet, which in 1995 was not a big deal because there were not very many users of the internet. But in 2025, it has huge implications if you change the way a protocol works. So Bitcoin being 2009, 19, so like 15 or 16 years old, you cannot just change a protocol that people have invested in and expect that there to be no pushback. Okay, this is a huge deal. The proposed change also, so this is number 3. The proposed change also appears to be a reduction in flexibility and configurability. In general, this is never a good thing. In my opinion, we should be going in the direction of giving people more choices and flexibility, although it is fine to make suggestions, set defaults, or provide general guidelines. However, someone configures their nodes and creates their mempool is akin to a free speech with Bitcoin. So whenever you run a node, like I haven't really configured anything, it just does it automatically, and you create a mempool. This is my mempool. This is my version of the blockchain. I can go back and look at transactions and verify their validity and things like that, and that's what my node is doing, and that's also what my miners are doing. All right, they're verifying the blockchain every 10 minutes, every block. So that's the free speech with Bitcoin. The same goes for those like me that are miners and create our own block templates. Okay, that's a whole nother story right there. But anyway, this is also part of our free speech and our business. In the end, though, whether you are a user or a miner, the more choices you have, the more freedom of speech you have. Side note, ultimately, as a miner, I am in the business of creating block space. At least that is my view, and contrary to popular belief, miners are not always motivated to simply pick transactions that generate the highest block reward in the immediate block. And as time goes by, this will become even more common and apparent. I've spoken a lot on this recently in public forums, so I won't dwell on it here. And finally, number 4, there is the issue of an op return change. If it encourages more spam, and we are just caving into an inevitability, I am against the proposed change, and even if that is true, that the spam will ultimately find a way, I feel we are acquiescing way too early. Enough has been said on this topic on other forums, so I won't go further. So, regardless of whether you understand everything that's been said in here, it's incredibly important that these protocols do not change. They have been set up in a way that works, and people rely on them not changing in arbitrary ways. So that's the big deal. They're attacking your freedom of speech in so many different ways. And for them to come after Bitcoin is a huge deal. This person right here, or this group of people who wrote the protocol that we use now as Bitcoin, and it is so early, and Bitcoin has been through so much that this will be a blip. Okay? We're going to get through this, and we will move on, and we will move forward and upwards, and it will be fine. It will be a distant memory and say, oh, remember that? And regardless of what happens, it will be okay. But it is important to know what's going on. They are trying to change a protocol that has been established. I'm just looking through the short... Oh, let's read this. Chapter 62 on short messages in the blockchain. Bro, what is that? 293. All right, let's see what Satoshi said about this. And I'm going to clip this and make this into a shorter video so that this can get out. What am I, 296? I'm so glad I bought this book. 293. As you can see, I'm a little passionate about this, but it's a big deal. And these chapters are super short, so it's just a page, 2 pages. All right, on short messages on the blockchain. Let's see if you can see this. Oh, what's with my camera? Is it time for a music change? Or are you liking what I'm hearing? It might be time for a music change. Let's see what we got. Let's try this one out. Oh, my camera doesn't want to work. That's alright. I'll just read to you here. Chapter 62 on short messages in the blockchain. The blockchain is the public ledger of all Bitcoin transactions and is shared within the peer-to-peer network. At present, it contains only the transactions themselves. In this thread, someone proposes adding another piece of information within each transaction contained in the block that would be the equivalent of the note. Yes. My thing is frozen, but yeah. I hope you've been checking out my other... We have 5 people in here. Who are you? Get in that chat. Tell me who you are. I'm loving this. So far it's just me and Mr. Butters. I'm about to do a wallet setup. But right now I'm reading you a little story about Bitcoin. But yeah, my keyboard on keyboard action. Alright, where am I at? In this thread, someone proposes adding another piece of information within each transaction containing the blockchain that would be the equivalent of the note section on a bank check. Unlike these, however, this note would be public and so visible to all. Satoshi expressed concern that someone could publish in this note some information that was meant to be kept private, such as a customer account number. Nevertheless, this feature is currently being considered for a future update of Bitcoin, but is not yet available as of this writing. Oh, so for now, only a third-party service such as blockchain.info allows users to add extra text information, but is not part of the blockchain itself. So when was this published? 2014. Okay, this is an old book. Oh yeah, okay. I don't think this is exactly related, but loosely related. Let's see. Miners have the ability to add some extra text in the block. As a matter of fact, the very first block, and we talked about this, created by Satoshi Nakamoto, block 0 has the following message in it. The Times, 3rd of January 2009. And that's also another reason why this person might be from England or Europe or something, is the way that they write their date. Okay, if they were American, I don't know if you can see that, but in the previous, when we looked at it before, it's the day and then the month and then the year, which is how Europe writes their dates, not America. So the Times, New York Times, I think it was the New York Times, wasn't it? Let's see. Oh, I've closed that window already. Anyway. 3rd of January 2009, Chancellor on the brink of second bailouts for bank. The message is in ASCII encoded form, but easily to extract for those who know how. Not me. I'm sure Grok could help me do that. Suggestion: allow short messages to be sent together with bitcoins, ? Posted by Shadow of Harbinger, October 23rd, 2010 at 3:11 p.m. Bitcoin is great, but it misses one thing that usual bank transfers have: payment title. Perhaps it should be possible to include short, less than 512 bytes, message for each transaction. The message could be encrypted with public/private keys so only the receiver can see its content. What do you think? P.S. It might be wrong, but the messages could also be used to increase randomness of hashing process, by the way. Couldn't they? If not, never mind. And these are posts on the forum, like a Bitcoin forum or something. And so this is a response, suggestion, blah, 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 posted by Satoshi, October 23rd, 2010. So just a few hours later at 7 p.m. ECDSA can't encrypt messages. I don't know what that is. ECDSA. We'll look it up. Only signed signatures. It would be unwise to have permanently recorded plain text messages for everyone to see. It would be an accident waiting to happen. If there is going to be a messaging system, it should be a separate system parallel to the Bitcoin network. Messages should not be recorded in the blockchain. The message could be signed with the Bitcoin address key pairs to prove who they're from. And that's exactly how it works on Sparrow Wallet. So this is the words of our Lord Satoshi. Excuse me. Messages should not be recorded in the blockchain. Period. So let's do a little wallet setup. So I hope you see how important this is. There's my browser. If the creator did not want this to happen, then it shouldn't happen. Let's check in with the price. It's been that long. Yeah, we're just chilling. Oh, look, my little drawings that I did not mean to do, they have shown up. Ugh, I was trying to draw my lines and they just didn't show up. Look at that, now it's working. So let me see if this works. Yo, that's not a straight line. Can I draw a straight line now? Hey, see, I knew something was wrong. Okay, so we're holding this pattern and it's going up. Basically, these are higher lows. Got it. Not to revisit things from an hour and a half ago. Anyway, I'm gonna go back and delete all these little dots that I made by accident. Okay, so the price is still kind of going down a little bit, but you can see on our momentum wave, can you get out of my way, please? On the momentum wave, it'll start coming back up. Right now it's kind of stabilizing. It's doing like a double dip and then it'll start coming back up. I dare not draw another line on here and then be proven wrong, but that's just what it does. It goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up. So somewhere around midnight, like it typically does, we'll probably start popping up again. And you just look out for a post. Of course, I'm in Eastern time. I'm in Florida. So midnight here. You're over in the West Coast, Mr. Butters. It is 7 o'clock. Anyway, let's set up a Sparrow Wallet. Oh yeah, this is one little addendum here. The people who run, this is kind of the bigger deal, and this is why I'm going to be moving my node 715. I love geography, and so I lived in Russia for a couple months, so time differences and things like that I'm fascinated by. So the bigger deal about this whole OP thing is OP return is that the Bitcoin core people are not letting people have their opinions. They're just saying this is what's going to happen and you're going to do it. So you know what I say? screw you guys. I'm going to Bitcoin Knots, which is an alternative node, blockchain, whatever. What is it? Blockchain, run your own node using Knots, supporting a version of Bitcoin that prioritizes efficiency, security, and flexibility. Right? So it's basically just a different version of the same thing, but I may have to reset up my public pool, so I don't know. The other option is to just not update this to the latest whenever they make this change. So anyway, so the bigger deal is that they are censoring people and their opinions. Okay, so let me just read this real quick. OP return is a sort of command in Bitcoin script that allows arbitrary data to be stored on the Bitcoin blockchain. There has been a limit to that amount of data. It used to be 40 bytes, now it's 80. And now there are proposals to increase it further and prevent individual node operators from enforcing custom limits, from what I gather. It's a concern for decentralization because it could lead to bloating and spamming, making running a node less accessible, the exact same thing that other person was saying. People expressing concerns about the proposal have been getting banned from participating in the discussion on GitHub. That's the problem, which is where open source software projects are built by the community. I think OP is trying to point out the irony, OP being the original poster, the irony of getting from participating in an open source project that is fundamentally about decentralization. The mere fact that there is a discussion about facilitating on-chain spam is ridiculous. There is no need to increase it, it's already big enough for anything. Weirdly, this all feels like a campaign to get people to use Knots. Oh, isn't that interesting? There's a few bot accounts active in here, few humans do. It's manufactured outrage. Okay, well, like I said, this will blow over eventually. It will be okay. Maybe I'll just let it ride out and see what happens, but yeah, maybe I'll switch to Knots. Who knows? But right now, I'm going to set up a Sparrow Wallet. So I've downloaded that. Let me get... I guess I can share my screen. I don't see any problem with that, but let me just get this installed real quick. Let's see. Where did it go? Downloads. Sparrow. Okay. Protected your PC. No, this will not damage my PC. Windows is just horrible. I regret having to use it, but I prefer Linux. But what can you do? Gaming is just better on Windows. Window capture. Let's do that. Where are you? Oh, wait. Nope. Where'd it go? Did it install? Yes, it did. Look at that. Okay. Alright. Where are we at? That's not it. Where is it? Welcome to Sparrow. I want you to see this, because I can connect it to my node. Yikes. Let me just do this. There you go. Alright, I don't see any problem with this. Oh, the only problem would be if once I make a Bitcoin wallet, I can't show you my... Okay. Anyway, let's see here. So Sparrow is a Bitcoin wallet with focus on security and usability. Sparrow can operate in both online and offline modes. In the online mode, it connects to a server to display transaction history. In the offline mode, it is useful as a transaction editor and is air-gapped multi-sig coordinator. The status bar at the bottom displays the connection status as demonstrated below. Alright, so air gap means that it is offline and then you put it online to transmit your transactions and you take it back offline. It's more secure. Multi-sig means that there are multiple devices required to sign a transaction. So, where am I? I need to be in here. Here I am. So if I use my Tangent wallet, and 2 other wallets. That is a 3-level multi-sig, right? So I can have security. I can sign with 2 out of those 3, and somebody would have to have 2 out of those 3 to sign. And if I store them in different places, then it's very secure. All right, so I'm going to be cautious here because I'm going to create a wallet, but I don't want to share unless I just do it twice. Maybe I could do that. Let's see. Connecting to a public server, which is not what I'm going to do. So the more secure you get, the more of the reason to run your own node is to have privacy with you and at utmost certainty that you are running the transactions that you want to run. So in the beginning of your journey, self-custody or just storing a small amount, the easiest way to connect Sparrow to the Bitcoin blockchain is via what? Via what? Where's the rest of that? What? There's more words over there that I can't see. That's fun. Anyway, however, although okay, via what? Public server, maybe. However, although Sparrow only connects to servers that have a record of respecting privacy, it is still not ideal as you're sharing your transaction with other people who you don't know. I don't know. I can't make that any bigger. Anyway, a yellow toggle means you're connected to public server. Connecting to a Bitcoin Core node. If you are running your own Bitcoin Core node, you can configure Sparrow to connect to it directly. This means you are not sharing your transaction data, but be aware Bitcoin Core stores your balance, transactions, and public keys unencrypted on that node, which is not ideal for true cold storage. A green toggle means you are connected to a Bitcoin Core node. This is just going through all the options here. Now, this would be the most secure, and this is how I have it set up on 2 of my other computers. Connecting to a private Electrum server. Why can't I see all of the words? Ugh. Anyway, the most private way to connect is to your own Electrum server, which in turn blah 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 connects to your node or something. Because these servers index all Bitcoin transactions equally, your wallet transactions are never stored on the server in an identifiable way, and your identity is protected forever. I don't know. A blue toggle means that you are connected to a private Electrum server. You're now ready to configure a server and start using Sparrow. Congratulations. Okay, configure server. Okay, we want a private Electrum server. I don't think I want to share this. You know, I'm still new. I don't know what is what, so I'm gonna not share this information. Blah 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 blah. Where's my window? Let's go back over here so you can watch my blockchain while I do this. Public pool. Did I close it? Where is it? Let me know when you get sick of this music and I'll change it. That's not what I want. There you go. Delete this one. Okay. Let me configure my server here without you knowing my details. Okay, so I need to take this window off of here too so I can get my details. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going to put the IP address of my node that I'm running. And I'm going to put in, okay, there it is. And then I'm going to put that in my private Electrum server. And I have installed the Electrum app on my Umbral node. Where is it? Where is it? Come on now. Bitcoin node, Lightning node. Where's my stuff? Why can't I navigate? I barely ever get onto this thing unless I'm like changing something. So it's been a while since I've done this. There we go. Electors. So this is a little bit advanced. You know, you don't necessarily need There we go. You don't need to do this, but it's the most secure. And the way that you would do it is, like you said, you had these old computers, and is that it? Connecting. Test connection. Okay, it looked like it worked. I think. Use SSL, no. Okay, use proxy, no. Okay, I think we're good. I'm gonna create a new wallet, and okay. So let me show you real quick. So like I said, you can run this on an old computer, and you can run your own node. You don't have to use Umbrel, but it's very secure. I mean, it's really easy to do basically on a Raspberry Pi or an old computer. You flash the hard drive with the Umbrel OS, and then boom, you're in. And it's like a Linux-based thing that just runs your Umbrel node. You can use it for a media server, but you can also use it to run Bitcoin and all that. So I'm gonna name this wallet my Windows BTC wallet. Alright, I'm going to create a wallet. I'm just describing because it's about to show me my seed phrase, which I don't want you to know. Okay. Single sig, blah, blah, blah. Expo, where am I doing here? Connect hardware wallet, new or imported software wallet. New or imported software wallet. I think that's what I want to do. Okay, native SegWit. Okay, let's do this. So, new or imported. What's happening? I can't see everything. What the heck? View? Can I make this full screen? Lock. I'm sorry for the ambiguity here, but privacy is key. And I could always just make another one, but I just want to do this once, but I can't see what's going on. So we're going to do new imported. Okay, there it is. All right, mnemonic words. All right, I can show you this until I hit the create wallet button. You watching? You ready? You with me here? I'm getting pretty tired, but you're still going for the day here. Where am I at? Boom. Okay, so here's what I'm looking at. So I'm creating a software wallet. I'm going to use mnemonic words, and it's going to give me 24 words. Okay, now if I click this button, it's going to give me those 24 words. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to write them down on a piece of paper. And this is just a temporary wallet, so I'm not really going to use it for much. Oh, I'm not worried. I'm just getting tired. So I'm going to create this. I'm going to write my words down, and then I'll show you how this thing works. So let's take that away. Let's create. Let me know if that does that animation thing while I'm sitting here doing this. 24 words. Boom. Generate new. Yes. So, okay, I can show you this because it hasn't done anything yet. Okay, so if you have a wallet already, which you've already said you don't, but if you had one, you could put it in here, and then a passphrase is a 25th word that acts like a passcode for your wallet. Okay, so let me close your view here. Okay, and then I'm going to generate 24 words. I'm gonna grab a piece of paper and write these down. It's also been a little while since I stood up, so it's good to move around a little bit. If I was wearing my Apple Watch, it would be telling me to move your ass. Alright, so you want to write these down in order, so or at least, excuse me, at least kind of like keep track of which number is what. And I'm not going to be stupid and say them out loud as I'm writing them. You don't want this anywhere digital. Now I know Matthew Cratter has done a video where he made a wallet and showed you the key phrase, because he was like, oh, I'm just gonna not use this wallet, blah blah blah, just to show you how to do it. But I'm probably gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna use this or not, but I would rather not. I want the option to use it, because if I publish it on YouTube, then literally anybody who's watching this video can have access to this wallet. Okay, this is like if you had a digital lock on your front door, and you just posted your passcode online, and anybody could get to your house. So maybe you could do this along with me, and then you'll have a wallet that you can use. You just won't be able to use an Electrum server unless you do that too. That takes a little bit longer, depending on your internet. Nice peaceful music. I have it on loop, so I might change it in a minute. Oh yeah, you gotta hear. Oh, you did hear at the beginning. It's been so long. I made a song, like a metal song. That's what I was using for my intro today. Okay, 2/3 of the way there. I think it's going to have me confirm my words next. I may even send some Bitcoin into this wallet just to show you. Okay, I have written down my words, and here they. No. Just double check I wrote them all down correctly, and I can read them. Because so far, this is the only copy I will have. I'm not taking a picture of it on my phone for Apple to get access to and to share with anyone they want to. And I'm not writing this down anywhere else. Make sure I can read it. The only threat is if someone can read my brainwaves and they can hear my thoughts right now. So if you can do that, you gotta let me know so I can get rid of my brainwaves and do a different wallet. Alright, so I'm gonna confirm my backup. And they're gonna, yes. So it's giving me a pop-up. Have these 24 words been written down? In the next step, you will need to re-enter them. So I'm gonna re-enter all of my words, and you can't see that. Now these words, what I could show you is the list of words that these are drawn from. This is like a BIP 32, BIP 39. I'll pull that list up. Did you see that animation go yet? It's going to be severely underwhelming now that we've been waiting an hour for it. Okay. I will create, it says create a key store. Alright. Ready to import. Oh, it did. Cool. Import key store. Is that right? Booyah. Okay. Now, I wish I could see what this says down here. Oh. Hey, there we go. So I clicked on something and it made it go to the right size. Alright. So I think I'm done. Let me apply. I think I can share this window. I'm not sure. Maybe I can't. I'm going to wait a second. Apply. Add a password. Yeah, sure. Write down my password. It's different than a passphrase. Okay. I believe we are done. It took a little while just to write that stuff down. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Finish loading. So let's see what we got here. Alright, here you go. Boom. And just like that, we have a wallet. It's called Windows BTC. That's my computer. If I want to send money, I can do that. I can pay a fee. I can adjust the fee to make it go faster or slower. It usually does pretty good estimating the fee. If I want to receive, this is going to show an address here, which I can just cycle through. There are an infinite number of addresses. So the only thing that you can do with this address is send me money. So feel free to do that. Don't actually, unless you actually want to. But don't do that. So I'm going to send me money. Let's send me some money. I'm going to send like $5 of Bitcoin or something. So I'm going to go from my Tangent wallet. So I don't know if you've ever transferred money before using Bitcoin, but I got a decent amount in here that I'm willing to part with just a little bit. So on my Tangent app, let's see, will that work? It will. So on my Tangent app, I'm looking at my Bitcoin. It's not a whole lot, it's just a couple $100. So I can click send. Okay, click send. I'm like, all right, what do I do here? Well, there's a little button up top that shows you a QR code. So I hit the QR code thingy, and then it shows me a scanner. So I come over here to my computer. And it just needs a quick little second. This is the easiest way to send money. And so it scanned the address, and now it's right here. And so I click next, and I'm gonna send. Now I can pick Bitcoin, or I can pick US dollars, like the denomination that I want to figure out. So I want to just send $5, and that happens to be 0.00005171 Bitcoin. So I'm gonna hit next, and it's like, are you sure you want to do this? Blah blah blah. Yes, I am. So I am sending $6.09 in US dollars, including a network fee of $1.09. So it's going to cost me $1 to send $5. Okay, I got my Tangent card handy here, so I'm going to hit send. I wish I could show you this real time. It's going to scan my face. Okay, scan my face. Now it's ready to scan my card. Boom. That easy. So now this transaction is being transmitted to the blockchain. Now we're going to come over here and look at our transactions. It's connected to my server, which is my node. This is by far, look at that. Boom. Look at that. Did you blink? Because you would have missed it if you did. Boom. Now, it's not in there 100%. Okay, but we have a transaction now. We've received, where is it? Where is it? How do I find this? Unconfirmed addresses, output. Is this the one? Can I click on this? So there's a way. Oh, is this it? No, that's what I was just looking at. It might be it. All right, well, it's not confirmed yet, right? Because that's how Bitcoin works. It takes a little while. Unconfirmed. There we go. Is this it? That's it right there. So we're going to watch this window. And within 10 minutes, this Bitcoin will appear in this wallet. Okay? That's really cool. That's as easy as it is to move Bitcoin. And on my Tangent wallet, it's telling me it's transferring. And so whenever you use your Bitcoin for stuff, there's a waiting period. It's not immediate. All right? And that can be somewhat frustrating for those of us who are used to, you know, the credit card, debit card situation or cash or whatever. It's like, boom, here's my money. Give me the stuff. And it's like, well, unfortunately, it just doesn't work like that. Wow, we've had 23 views on this video. I'm going to take a little drink of water. I'm definitely getting ready to get off here soon, but it's been fun. 2 hours. This is my longest live stream on here. I do plan to do some more live streaming on here. Ooh, I need to that's what I was going to get. I'll be right back, and you can watch my transaction confirm. Hold on to your butts. That's what I was going to get. Oh, booyah, we got our first confirmation. Okay. First transaction confirmation. So I'm going to take this transaction ID. Can I just click on this? What is that going to do? Oh, yeah, look at that. Transaction not found. It should be in a mempool. What do you mean? All right, so I copied this. Yeah, you can still see that. Let's go over here. I'm gonna go to now I don't have a whole lot of luck doing this, but let me see if this works. Why is that? It's giving me an X. Transaction not found. See, I don't have a whole lot of luck doing this on my own node, which is kind of silly because that's kind of the whole point. But I'm going to go to mempool.space. And that is like a public mempool. Okay, so let me swap you over to this. Oh, you can see this. Oh, cool, good. Okay, so I put in that transaction ID. This is a public version of the mempool. Okay, this is my private mempool, but you saw here I put in that transaction ID and it didn't find it, which doesn't make any sense to me because clearly it's there. Maybe if we wait a minute, maybe 10 minutes or whatever, it'll be there, because if I click here, oh, okay, it's not found because it's not in the mempool yet. Again, doesn't make sense because I got a confirmation here. So I don't know what's going on. It's a little tricky to understand sometimes, but give it a little bit of time and a little bit of faith, it will work. It will work. You have to have a couple confirmations. I think 6 confirmations happen within an hour. So it's typically best to wait for 6 transactions or confirmations to happen before assuming that Bitcoin has been gone. Because it could always get kicked back for whatever reason. But you can see here, we got 5,000 Satoshis. And if you don't know what a Satoshi is, a Satoshi, I think I talked about that in one of my first videos. A Satoshi is 1/100 millionth of a Bitcoin, if I'm getting that correct. But yeah, so I have $5 in my wallet. Don't spend it all in one place. Don't spend it at all because it's Bitcoin. So eventually, 3 minutes ago, what? Oh, okay. These are the blocks that are done. This is a visualization of the blockchain. So in approximately 10 minutes, this next block will go, and my transactions in here. Look at all these transactions. Whew, losing my voice. Right. So what's interesting is to kind of scroll through here and look at all of the different places that are mining, and you'll see Foundry a lot. These are all the pools that are getting blocks. Okay, and these are each block and who mined it. So that's ant pool, and you can find out like where they're located. I think some of that might be elsewhere. You can see their hash rate. Look at that freaking hash rate. So their pool dominance. Oh, right here. Oh, I see. As they went up in dominance and hash rate and things like that, right now their hash rate is 163 etahash. I don't even know what that means. So 163. Let's put that into here. So that's 2 levels of, that's a petahash and a exahash. I don't know what that means. So 130, I think it was 130 exahash. So they should be getting 21 blocks a day. Screw you guys, I'm going home. That sucks. They should get 7,000 in a year with 130 exahash. I'm trying to just get to like a petahash. If I got to a petahash, that'd be pretty good chances. 1 in 17. If I got to 10 petahash, 1 in 2, 1 in 600 chance a day. If I got to 100, right, I should get 6 blocks a year. I wish. Good gosh. Like, the more I look at this, the more I'm like, oh, what was I doing in 2015 and why wasn't I into Bitcoin? Anyway, let's go back to my transaction. Still not found. So who knows? Maybe, I mean, it's been confirmed on my end. See how many confirmations we got. We just got 1. Once we get 2, I think it'll pop up on something. So it's in block 894980. Let's look at my pool and see what block this is. 894980. So that was the latest block at 10:43. So that already happened. But how Bitcoin works is the more, so my block is in this, my transaction is in this block, 894980, right? 894980. So this is the verifiable part of the blockchain, right? So 6 minutes ago, my transaction was verified once. That does not mean that it's at all secure, okay? So this block down here, 894977, has 3 blocks ahead of it, after it, or whatever. So that means that one is confirmed in this block, and this block is tied to this one, and they are chained together, so they are secure, right? The more blocks in a chain behind a certain block, the more secure it is, the more verified it is. So we're just going to refresh this page, and in approximately 10 minutes, the next block will go, and my transaction, I want to see if it comes up on mine, because that's just kind of annoying. You know, I have a freaking mempool. Why can't I use it? Let's make this smaller. But anyway, I'm going to start kind of closing it out here, because I think we've done a whole lot today. Can I do this? Yes, I can. Okay, well, kind of. Anyway, we'll see this go whoosh, and that go whoosh. And this go to 2. But it's been fun here hanging out. This is by far the longest live stream I've done on this channel. Thank you, Mr. Butters, for being a part of this. Maybe one day when my channel grows, you can be my moderator, if you so desire. But yeah, this has been fun. This has been really fun. I love everything about Bitcoin. Awesome. If you want to start, I really could use some help getting timestamps for my videos. So if you want to go through my videos and give me some timestamps, and then I could put them in the description, put them in the comments, and then I could just put it right into the description. But yeah, I look forward to working more with you, sir. It's been great. And it's been nice to not have Nephistos here, who is a stock maximalist. Go for it. If you got time, because I got no time, I would really appreciate that. But yeah, Nephistos is one of my students who is super into stocks. And we go back and forth. At any point we have like dead time in the day, he just comes over and he's like, so what about blah 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 this and Bitcoin and that and blah 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 and it's gonna die and all that stuff. So I was like, dude, I'm just starting off this channel, don't scare people away from it. But I'm glad, Mr. Butters, that you were not scared away by Nephistos, because he can be a little bit much to handle. So I'm just gonna sit here and wait. Let's check in on my miners. I'm gonna change this freaking music because I'm okay listening to the same thing for a bunch. Let's try this one. That's nice. I'm okay listening to the same thing over and over again, but I don't know how you guys are. That's what I do, basically. So I made some really... Oh, yeah, I already played that. I forgot. I swear. I don't believe I have ADD, but I see effects of it all the time. I'm like, okay, you're having a little trouble focusing here. Okay, so my transaction... I mean, this block is... I don't know why. These blocks are taking a little bit long. Let's see. In 10 minutes. Yeah, okay, you said that 10 minutes ago. So I'm going to wait for 2 confirmations so that we can hopefully see some information. No, I don't know about the quantum computing. He just thinks it's a scam, and he thinks that it's going to go to 0 because what he feels like is when it becomes so valuable, nobody's going to want to sell it. And so as soon as nobody wants to sell it, it'll go to 0 because there's going to be no market for it. And, you know, I asked Grok about that. Hang on one second. I get to go work on a harpsichord tomorrow. I'm trying to... Well, I get to work on it next week, but I have to measure something on it. Okay, let me pull this up, because I asked Grok about this just to see. Permission denied? What are you talking about? It'll pop up when it tells me something happens here. But yeah, he was like, speech recognition, where are we at? Speech recognition, okay. So he was like, yeah, it's gonna die, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, I doubt it. And even if it does, that's the problem of people in the next century, because I don't know if you know, but the last Bitcoin will be mined. They know exactly when it will be mined. The last Bitcoin will be mined in the year 2140. I mean, I want to live maybe 100 years, but I still won't be around then. I'll be around... I would like to see the year 2089 so that I'm 100 years old or more. You know, who knows? Maybe I'll get uploaded into a Neuralink, and then they'll put you into a Tesla bot. I got a little something while we got some time showing off some toys. while back I had another student who graduated a couple years ago, and he bought a Tesla and used my referral link, and I got some credit on the Tesla website. And so and at that point they doubled the reward. It was like during December, and so I got like $1,000 in Tesla money to spend. So I've been buying some silly things. One of them is this little toy of a Tesla robot. He's so cute. He's harmless. Maybe I'll hang him back there too. That's Optimus. He's a chill little guy. He's just got a sledgehammer, nothing to worry about. He's waving at you. He's like, it's okay, bro. I will not hit you over the head, I swear. Stupid human. Anyway, I'm getting tired. So yeah, I asked Grok what it thought about this. Is this the one? There you go. To address your friend's skepticism directly, HODLing doesn't kill value. Gold and rare art often have low turnover, which means owners hold it for years, yet their value persists or grows due to scarcity and demand. Bitcoin's fixed supply mimics this dynamic. Liquidity will exist. Even in a post-mining world, some holders... Ooh, we just got a block. There goes another confirmation. So you saw that. I saw this scooch over. I don't know. Yep, there we go. Look at that. That's so cool. So let's see if my transaction's found yet. I don't know why. I don't know. I really don't understand. But anyway, I can go back a block. Where is it? That's the one. And if I wanted to literally look through all of these transactions, I could look. What is it? 08. That's not a transaction, is it? Maybe that's why it's not the transaction ID. Let me see. But anyway, we got two confirmations on the block. Oh, that's why. This is the transaction ID. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, that's it. That's what it says. Nope, it don't want to find it. Okay. Anyway, this one will find it. Right? Right? Nope. Okay, anyway, well, that's dumb. That's just dumb. Because it's right here. It's confirmed. It's already in my wallet. So tomorrow or then, within the next hour, this will be filled up. It will be completely confirmed and the money will be secure in my wallet. And it's already lost a penny in value. Oh my God. That's okay. That's the nature of Bitcoin. That must mean we're going down. Just a little bit. That's alright. Let me scooch that up. So we're making a little bit of a lower low, but it's nothing to really complain about. Alter my line a little bit here. Nothing crazy. We talked about it a lot. This Bitcoin Core thing is a bigger deal today. So we got our Sparrow Wallet. You can get a Tangent wallet if you want something to hold physically in your hand, but Sparrow Wallet is good enough just to get your coins off of Coinbase. That's what you should do. So yeah, let me finish reading this a little bit and then I'll get off. So, blah, 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 blah. So some holders, even in a post-mining world, some holders will spend for taxes, lifestyle reasons, or diversification. And new buyers, institutions, retail, or governments will enter, maintaining a market. Extreme scenario. If no one sells, Bitcoin's price could theoretically stagnate or become illiquid. But zero value requires total abandonment, not just hodling. For example, illiquid assets like rare collectibles don't drop to zero. They just trade rarely at high prices. Right? You hear about these big rare baseball coins or baseball cards being traded and things like that for like $1 million or whatever it is. I have a project this summer that I want to do. Somewhere in my parents' attic, there are my old Pokemon cards. And I was into Pokemon in the early 2000s. And I know for a fact that some of those are going to be super valuable. I just have to go and find them and hope that they are in decent condition. Because I'm going to sell that crap. I'm going to buy some Bitcoin and Cardano. I can't wait. maybe even a mining rig. La la la. So, since you believe in Bitcoin, long-term holding, your hodling strategy aligns with Bitcoin's deflationary design. If you believe in its long-term value, holding through volatility makes sense, but consider diversifying to manage risk. I know. I'm like, I have a whole binder full of these things, and I've looked in the attic a little bit. It's just so much stuff up there that I'm like, oh crap, where is this stuff? They're either in the attic or in a storage unit somewhere. And I don't have the time to go through it right now, but I need to. I'm going to spend a lot of time this summer going through my storage, my parents' storage, and my parents' attic. They're somewhere to be found, and I will find them and cash them in for some Bitcoin, because I've got some seriously good ones. So let's see, diversifying to manage risk. Okay, diversifying. If you one thing I never talked about. Let's go back. So we'll just leave this open here for a minute. Where we got the transaction is here. So hopefully you can understand a little bit. Sparrow Wallet is incredibly simple to set up. You don't have to set it up to a Electrum server, although it's super easy. I really encourage you. And maybe my next video will be, I'm going to do a lot more lives. I prefer going live because it's just so much easier than editing a video. I can't make that any smaller. But maybe in my next live, I will go over, what was I just going to say? Oh, setting up an Umbrel node. But I don't really have anything else that I would want to set up an Umbrel node on. So basically you could just go here, download Umbrel OS, flash it. You need to get like Balena Etcher or something and flash it to a USB drive. Oh. So get Balena Etcher. And you can flash the OS. You could literally do it. Oh no, I think you gotta download it. But you insert your USB drive, you download this. Where is it? Wherever it is, you download this. Wherever it is, you download this. Wherever the heck it is, you download it. They really want you to look for it. I have no idea where that is. Umbrel, whatever. You go in here somewhere and you download it. And it may even come up on the Balena software. Where the hell is that? Come on now. Develop. Anyway, it should be simple, shouldn't it? Come on. Why am I going through all of this? Where the heck is this? Do you want me to download it or not? Oh, they want me to buy something. Okay, bro. This is dumb. Can I download it? Bro. Seriously? Yeah, bro. I don't know what this is. Where can I find the file to download Umbrel? Trying to download it. Isn't available on the new Umbrel home site. Someone can help me find where I can find that site to download. Here it is. Download.umbrel. Okay, so that's where you go. You can find installation instructions here. So basically, you download that software. I guess they made it difficult so that you can just go buy the thing. And then you download this software, and you insert a USB drive. What you're going to download is an what is it? It's an image file. And so when you download the image file, you're going to select it here, and then it'll flash it. You select the drive you want to flash it to, and then you flash it, and it takes like, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. And then you create a bootable software or bootable USB drive that you can reuse over and over again. But if you have an old computer and you want to experiment with your own node, it's very easy to do so, other than finding the software. So there's that. just look up, where do I download the Umbrel software? There it is. I can even paste this in the chat if you want. Booyah. Download Umbrel. So do that. Take some of your old computer, try this out. This is your next step. I'm just going to blow you up with some links here. Do them, don't do them, whatever you want. And then, where was the other? Sparrow Wallet. Get yourself a Sparrow Wallet. Even if you don't do the Umbrel node, you want to do this. Even if you're just connecting to a regular whatever. This is your first step to get off of Coinbase. So Sparrow Wallet, your first step. If you want to go a step further and make your own node so that you can send your own transactions, you may not be able to look at them unless you want to dig through all this, but you're going to send your own transactions privately through your own node. Alright, and the other thing I want to do, since I'm still here, I still have like a little bit of energy left. Let me take you through, we can talk about our favorite YouTubers, other than me, of course. This girl's good. She's cute, that doesn't hurt. Let's see what we got. Where are my subscriptions? This is going to be a mess because I have so many subscriptions to things I don't even know about. And this doesn't look like it normally does. Oh, there we go. Look at this. Let's go. Okay, so Bitcoin University, that's Matthew Cratter. Voscoin, let's open him up. He just did a really cool video. He is so deep in the weeds of mining, it's not even freaking funny. Oh, I need to do that. Make a little 1-minute trailer for my video. Oh, I did actually. I should do that. Should upload there. I just watched this. He just got. Nope, I didn't just watch that. Which one? This one. So he just got a nanopod. He's so far deep into ASIC mining, it's not even funny. But I've been watching him since 2020. Let me see what videos were back then. If I can even get that far back. He posts so much crap, there's no way. Anyway. Oldest. There we go. Let's see what the oldest is. 8 years ago. Nope. That wasn't that far ago. It was like 5 years ago. But anyway, he posts a lot of stuff. He's been doing this a long time. And his little puppy doge tails. You know, like Sonic the Hedgehog. But anyway, so Voscoin's one of my favorites. Let's go Crypto Crow. I watch him whenever he posts stuff, which is not often enough for me, but that's all right. He's good. He's a solid dude. Honest, straightforward. He's a Cardano bull. You'd like him. If you don't already watch him, you definitely gotta go check him out. He just doesn't post very often. He is into so many different things. He just doesn't post as often as some people. Let's see. Latest. Yeah, he's been posting all these shorts, which is nice, but I've already watched the longer versions of these videos. So yeah, he hasn't posted in a few days. He does like 20 to 50 minute videos usually. Where's a long video? 12 days. What? Live. He goes live. Let's see where the latest live was. Okay, 3 days ago. So 40 minutes. I usually watch him. I get in the sauna every night, and it really helps. I have a lot of muscle pain, so I get in the sauna and relax and watch some Crypto Crow talk about the market. And if he hasn't posted something like 8 days, 3 days to 8 days to 9 days. So once in a while you get him 2 in a row, and then other than that it's like every couple of days. So a little frustrating, but he's got really good commentary and content, and he is super passionate about it. Crypto Love is somebody I just recently got into. It looks like we lost Mr. Butters. I'm just talking to myself over here. I'm just going to keep going through this list. Maybe he's checking out those links. Crypto Love I just got into. He does pretty good stuff. Oh, you're still here. Well, then maybe I'm not watching my own stream anymore. That's probably why. Bro, you are a trooper, my guy. I'm sorry I kind of talk like a Gen Zer because I hang out with them all the time at school. My guy. So I'm the one who left the chat. But we got 25 views on this video. This is great. Like I said, I'll have to check out my own channel here in a minute. But Crypto Love is pretty good. Oh, I lost my water. Yep, it's over there. Crypto Love is good. He does content. And it's pretty short and digestible little content. What is this? I haven't seen these. Oh, price predictions. Oh, cool. I'll have to watch that. I haven't seen any of those, so I'll have to watch that. But these are what I usually watch, is like the short little market updates. And he used to do every day, but he hasn't done. Huh. That's a nice little picture there. Anyway, so yeah, he does a lot of good stuff. I haven't seen all of his stuff, but I just recently found him. Let's go on. Cryptocurrently, I've just started watching them. Charles Hoskinson, the GOAT. He's good. He just did this wild thing. I don't know if you watch Charles. He's a wild dude. He's awesome. I just made my Cardano video. Let me find that. Where am I? There I am. Look at all these channels that are live right now, including HODL Harmony, your favorite Bitcoiner, your favorite personal Bitcoiner. Look at that. 1.72 thousand subscribers, 14 videos, and he's live right now. That's so cool. Yeah, so I just made this Cardano video. I talked a little bit about Charles Hoskinson. I call him Charlie just to be funny when I'm talking to myself, but I say, "What do you got for me, Charlie?" But he's a wild dude. He just did this ant ceremony down in Brazil. He went, found these bullet ants. They look like they were like an inch or two long, which is wild. You sew them into these gloves. His Twitter handle, or his Twitter picture just changed. Let me pull that up. It's hilarious. He made somebody made like a 8-bit Charles Hoskinson with the bullet ants on him. Let me look him up. It's a lot earlier over there for you, sir. So I'm getting tired. This is an 8-bit version of what he just did. So you sew these ants into the gloves and you march around with your shirt off, I guess. And oh man, it was wild. I guess it's like some pain tolerance thing. And he did it. He made this video before he did it. Let's see if I can find that. See you on the other side. So cryptic. He's like, I'm gonna go do something and I might die. I'm like, what are you doing, Charles? Where are you going? And he goes to freaking Brazil and posts this a couple days later. And yeah, the whole ceremony. Now I was like, Charles is a smart dude. He's marching through the forest. You know, those are the gloves. They're marching through the forest. These bros are just with shirts off and all this stuff, and he's got all the gear on. I'm like, okay, that's the smart dude here. Right? I mean, obviously the natives are used to it and whatnot. That's fine. But yeah, so these are the ants. They sew them into the gloves, and then all of a sudden, he's got his shirt off, and they're singing, and he's like in the zone. Look at that face. He is the GOAT. He's the GOAT. And they dance around for like 5 minutes while the ants are stinging their hands. I don't know. I could never do that. So good for you, Charlie. He's a little bit older than me, but he's about my age. So watch my Cardano video. It's getting some traction here. Let's see who else. For news, before I started streaming every day at 7, I would watch Timcast. If you're not watching Timcast, you need to check him out. People have a lot of opinions about Tim, but he is straightforward, and he's one of the biggest names in news right now. He does a daily live stream. He does daily content. I think it may be on another channel, just Timcast. He does a lot of good stuff, so check him out. I don't know if you know Crypto, Chris Crypto. He's another good one. Him and Da Vinci, but he does somewhat sporadic content too, and it's usually pretty short. He's a good trader. If you're into trading, you should watch him. He's got some like links that you can do some bonuses and things like that to trade with. All right, Red Panda Mining. I've been watching him for a little while. He's good. He does mining stuff. He's got a whole setup in his basement. He's got all these videos, so check him out. Who are your favorite crypto people? Who do you watch? You watch any of these people? Crypto Casey, I talked about her earlier. She's how I learned about the Tangent wallet and Uphold. She's pretty consistent and very consistent quality, really good videos and stuff like that. 5 people to follow. That's a good video. Let's check that out. But yeah, who are your crypto people? Maybe you're watching some different people than I am. Let me take this back onto here. Wow, that was smooth. Oh yeah, let me check in real quick with my Sparrow. Okay, we got 3 confirmations. I want to see if my thing has come up. Okay. Yeah, like you said, crypto, what was that other guy? Crypto Lifer. I found him a while back. He's decent. Like I said, information's good, personality, meh. Why is why is my transaction not coming up? It's kind of pissing me off now. Copied. What the heck? I know my transaction's there. It's just not coming up. That doesn't make any sense, but whatever. I know it's there. Maybe I missed part of it. Because usually it tells you all the information about the transaction. Anyway, that's kind of annoying. HODL Harmony, how about them? Do you watch them? You do. You're my #1 fan so far. And I appreciate that. Alright, it looks like... Okay, this guy's good. Dap Central. He talks about, I guess, the same things I talk about. Bitcoin and Cardano. He says Cardano a little weird. Cardano or something like that. But anyway, he does some good stuff. He's been doing things. How many? He's got 22,000. Maybe one day I'll catch up. That's pretty sweet. 30,000 views. So yeah, now that I've started my YouTube journey, I'm excited. I watch my YouTube studio all the time. I'm like, oh, where am I at now? Yep, there he is, Crypto Lifer. Let's see what he's been up to. He usually goes live a lot. He's pretty consistent. 5 hours ago. Oh, 4 days ago, huh? Yeah. He's a good guy. He's definitely making some money. How many followers he's got? Okay, about to break 100,000. You and me are both one of them. As you can see, I have a lot of other interests that I watch. I used to live in Russia, in Moscow, so I watch a lot of these Russian videos. Lisa from Russia. I want to go back and visit another Russian girl. Another Russian girl. I'm into Lord of the Rings a lot, so I got some Lord of the Rings channels. Benny Johnson is another good one. He's around here in Tampa. This is my music. Let's see, what is this? Yeah, this is a topic. When I was setting up my DistroKid, I didn't have a YouTube channel at that point. I should have just started one then. I think I may have even done that. But that's my music channel with all of my music on it. Let's see. Yeah, so I need to kind of redo this so that I have my own setup and personal whatever for my own stuff. Especially when I start doing this AI music that I'm going to do. The kids on the chat today were really loving it. Mark Moss, that's who I was thinking of earlier. He talks about diversification. He calls it diversification. If you're not watching him, you should check him out too. Mark Moss. He's got some good stuff. He's really good for beginners too because he just kind of lays it out there. Really simply, he's got like, dude's got to be made of money because he's got all these screens and stuff and touchscreen, like the cool electric whiteboard that I'm supposed to have in my classroom, but I don't yet. Thanks, principal. Thanks, district. Thanks, whoever, whatever. Technology. I don't know what that is. I don't know what these are. DB Crypto. I found this dude through Crypto Crow had him on his channel because, okay, this dude's into Multiverse X. Let me tell you what. In 2020, I invested in what was called eGold, EGLD, and it has since turned into Multiverse X. eGLD, oh, look at that. How old is that video? A year ago. Well, pretty sure. Oh, that might actually be still what the token is called, EGLD. But I invested in eGold in 2020, and that's one of my biggest gainers that I had in 2021. And that's the reason why I was able to put that down payment on my car. So I don't know if it's too late to get into that. I don't think it's ever too late to get into stuff at the beginning of a market. So that's that. eGold. And DB Crypto is a big bull on eGold and all this other stuff, but he's the one who kind of broke down, there he is right there. He broke down the Solana ecosystem and how much of a scam it is. And this was a while back. This must have been like 4 or 5 months ago. And Crypto Crow picked him up and had him on the channel and did an interview and all that stuff with him. So he's a good one to watch. Let's see. I'm into theremin music. I play the theremin. So this is a thereminist. She's really cool. Very inspirational. Look at this stuff. Oh, Interstellar. That's cool. I haven't watched that one. I just watched that movie for the first time. It was pretty cool. My students were like, you gotta watch it. I'm like, okay, I'll watch it. Okay, Anthony Brian Logan. He's a good news guy. Really good. Really straightforward. If you couldn't tell, I'm conservative. I identify as Republican, but I'm in Florida, it's a closed primary, so you kind of have to pick a side. I'm a libertarian by heart, but my voting record, I'm Republican. And I know it's weird because I have a purple beard, but whatever. Freedom of speech, y'all. But anyway, hopefully you vibe with that, because that's where I'm at. Freedom, and kind of Bitcoin vibes with that too. And in the recent election, you can kind of see, I don't know if you're voting age or what, but you can learn something. Oh, great. That's awesome, Butters. We're going to vibe, sir. But yeah, in the recent election, it was just kind of like, who knew that the Republicans would be the crypto people? But, you know, Biden and all of them were just attacking crypto, and it was not good. Not good. So, go Trump. Good job, Trump, getting us on the Bitcoin stuff. I was talking to a friend. So this guy, Smart Money Bro, is good too. So I think that's pretty much all my crypto peoples. He's not a crypto guy. He's just an investing guy. Let's see, anything else? I think that's it. This guy's really cool. If you like technology, he's in England. He dives into, I think he has like an old gaming cafe or something like that. But he dives into all this old technology and like gets really antique stuff and like oh, this one was so cool. Okay, I'm going to put this in the chat. It's going to get late for you in a little bit, and you're going to get in the right mood, and you're going to watch this if you want. It's like time-traveling computer craziness. That's a really cool video. It's a little bit long, but it's worth it. What is this? Ooh, I accidentally started watching it. Again, let me watch it again. Oh, I was talking to my friend the other day. And this guy right here, Tanner Stevens, he's a musician. And so we were chatting, and I've orange pilled him, right? So I got him into Bitcoin and stuff like that, and he's definitely, yes. Oh, it is so crazy. I'm gonna get off of here in a minute, and you can go watch that. It's wild. It kind of makes you think about. I don't know how real it is, but it's freaking funny. Interesting, definitely interesting. But anyway, so my last little thought here. I was talking to my buddy, and I've been getting into this Bitcoin mining stuff. That's what I also wanted to look at one last time. Let's see what my hash rate is looking like. Oops. So there he is. Oh yeah, we're up in the billions now. We've been up for 5 hours, and this has been up for 5 days. So it's got a good. So whenever you get a really solid hit at the difficulty, that's what this number is over here. Oops. The best difficulty. That's how much you've gotten a chance at that. So I'm going to leave these up for the weekend. And then maybe I'll leave them up for the next week. Because like I said, I'm manifesting this crap. And it's going to happen. I just don't know when. Because I got another Nerd Q-Ax coming. It should be coming any week now. Within the next couple weeks here. And I'll set that up. That's... I think it's a 4 terahash. Maybe a 3 or a 4. 2 or a 4 terahash. I don't remember. I want to say 4, but I don't remember. But yeah, look at that. So when I put... Ooh, I'm getting a headache. When I put my other Avalon on, look at that peak. Oh my god. 287.9 terahash. That's incredible. That was just like a boom. So all I need is the network difficulty to come down and my miners to go up, and then I get a block. And I'll send you some maybe. I don't know, man. I don't know what I would do if I got a block. I would definitely pay off all my debts, and definitely would just hold on to 1 or 2 Bitcoin, just because they're going to be so valuable one day. But anyway, so I'm into this mining stuff, and I was talking to my buddy, and I was like, all right, with all this new stuff going on, yeah, absolutely. Well, spread the word. I mean, that's the thing, is like, this is financial freedom. Eventually, I need to hook up my Brains mining pool up to this. I don't know if I could do that right now. Brains pool. So when I first bought my Nano 3, I don't know if I know my login here. Anyway, so when I first, because there'll be nothing on it right now because I don't have anything mining to it. But when I first bought the Nano 3, the first one, they hook it up to this Brains pool, because I think it runs on Brains OS or something like that. And so they set you up with an account on, or an account or something on the Brains pool. And so it mines to the Brains pool. And what I was unaware of was that you get a discount on the fee. And so when I started getting my big baby miners, my big boy miners, I hooked them up to this just for simplicity. So everything was all in one place. And I got an email from the Brains team. They were like, this is a special account that was just for the Nano. If you don't remove your big miner, we're going to get rid of that special fee. And I was like, well, I'm just using it all in one place just so I can see everything. And so for like a month, I was getting like a crazy reduced fee on my mining my mining rewards, because I was completely blissfully unaware that I was getting some kind of a discount on the mining that I was doing. So I saved a little bit of money. But yeah, Brains Pool is pretty good. See, they have 12 exahash, which is like exahash or whatever the E stands for, which is like nothing compared to that other pool. So they don't get a whole lot of blocks. Exahash. I just don't know what that stands for. Exahash. Okay. I do know what it stands for. Anyway. So yeah, I'm chasing a block. I'll get it one day. Hopefully before I'm too old to enjoy it. And maybe if I have kids, when I have kids, hopefully they can enjoy it. Pass it on to the future. But yeah, I'm so excited to be on this journey. So excited to be, like I said, I just saw that video. I need to finish watching it, but it was about this girl getting her first YouTube paycheck. Congrats. After like 4 months or something. So I'm excited. I know that's going to happen. That's just a matter of time. So you're here on the ground floor, my guy. Let me put on some different music for a little playoff. I'm going to go for this one. I like this one. Yeah. Get me off in some good energy. I'm going to go ride my one wheel around the neighborhood. And I'm going to go to bed. Anyway, it's been so much fun. It will happen. I believe it. You believe it. So yeah, if you feel like helping me out, throw some comments in my videos of timestamps, and I will put them in the description so that gets official. But look forward to May. We are on the second day of May. Yo, Mr. Butters, we're gonna hook up here and we're gonna be friends. The guy I was telling you about who got me all the Tesla credits, he just moved to Washington for the Army. He's in the Army right now. He's gonna be like a radio tech. So we will connect eventually. Do some stuff for me, and we will connect, and we'll hook up and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be pretty sweet. I love my one wheel. What was I gonna say? So yeah, I'm just super tired and I'm a little dehydrated because my water's over there and I've just been talking. But this has been so much fun. I'm your personal YouTuber, Mr. Butters. This is so much fun. 3 hours. This is wild. But yeah, I'm excited. Oh, May. May is going to be wild. It's the second day of May. That's why I'm wearing this shirt. I should get another shirt that says, hold on to your Bitcoin. Because that's what you got to do. Hold on to your butts. Jurassic Park. Great movie. Awesome. So hold on to your butts because May is going to be crazy. We're going to start to see this parabolic move that we've been waiting months for. And Bitcoin's going down a little bit now. Right now, I was like, whoa. Right now we are sitting at 96,487. Boom. And it's like resting right on that line that I just drew. So that's fun. But anyway, it's been another lovely market update here at HODL Harmony, where the beat of the blockchain meets the rhythm of riches. I have that memorized now. That's wild. Yeah. Let's find the harmony in hodling together. Is that the thing? I don't know what the thing is. I'm super tired. Mr. Butters, it's been fun hanging out. I really encourage you to start with making a Sparrow Wallet. That's your first step. That'll get you a wallet that you can transfer. You know, if you're just experiment with it, play with it a little bit, throw $10 in there, throw $10 a week in there, and make it your savings account. You got it. You got all the links. But yeah, you buy on Coinbase because it's easy. I don't think you can buy through the Sparrow Wallet, so you got to buy somewhere. Try out Uphold. You know, get yourself $20. Give me $20. We'll be even Steven or something like that. But yeah, so Uphold instead of Coinbase. But if you're already hooked up on Coinbase, then that's fine. I still use Coinbase. It's fine. But yeah, start moving your coins off of the exchanges. Unless your plan, and I mean, even if your plan is to take profits at some point, it's safer there. But you really, honestly, you gotta be safe with your words. I'm showing you the back of the paper. All right, so you gotta be safe with your words. You write the words down, and you inscribe them onto metal, and you lock them away. Now, some people don't like to keep them at their house, right? I won't say where I keep my stuff because I want to be secretive and whatnot. You know, I don't need people coming to find my house or wherever it is that I keep my stuff. But, you know, if we're trying to get away from banks, I don't know if a bank vault is the place to keep your stuff. So I don't know. You got to find what works best for you. You got to find what you're comfortable with. And yeah, be safe. Store your stuff in a place that you are comfortable with, whether it's literally a hole in the ground and only you know where it is. I don't know. But this is a long-term goal. This is a long-term play. You're not going to make $1 million this cycle, especially if you're just starting off small. My goal this year is to get to like 6 figures. I'd like to get to 6 figures. I'm probably not going to this cycle. I'm going to get maybe halfway there. Right? I think 50,000 is like my goal. I would love to get, if things pop off and I get $100,000, I'm going to be super excited. But I don't think that it's going to happen. The numbers, ooh, my next video. I'm super all over the place, but it's okay. My next video, come on now. My next video is going to be on an exit strategy. I need to write some of this stuff down. We talked about... I'll have to go back and watch this video and see what the hell I talked about. I did the Sparrow Wallet thing. I don't remember what the other thing was, but I'm going to do an exit strategy. I don't remember. I'll have to go back and look. But anyway, you must have an exit strategy. I have a whole note on my phone here that I keep track of what price I bought something at and what price I want to sell something at. And this was in July of last year that I did this. And Bitcoin was at, let's laugh for a minute. Let's laugh. 69,000. It's kind of funny because we were just back there. So I set price targets for my Bitcoin at 85,000, at 95,000, at 105,000, at 125,000, at 140,000, and at 200,000. And I've hit half of them. I hit 85, 95, and 105. And so I took some profits. Okay? Right now I've taken $5,000 in profit out of my $50,000 goal. And most of that just kind of went to pay bills, unfortunately. But my projected total is $43,747. I spent like a week putting all these numbers together. That's what you got to do. You have to have an exit plan, because when the market starts popping off and these numbers go crazy into things that you didn't think that you were going to make, you'll have $10,000 and you'll be like, whoa, where did that come from? That's what happened to me in 2021. I was like, whoa, where did this $10,000 come from? I need a new car. Here we go. There you go. So it's an emotional thing. Investing is emotional. This thing just keeps looping. Let's go to another one. So investing is an incredibly emotional roller coaster. And if you don't have a game plan like that, you are so screwed. Oh, it's tracking my face now. Somehow it locked onto my face and it's tracking my face now. That's pretty cool. Because my light went from green to blue. Anyway, it is way past my bedtime. Well, not really, but it's way past the time that I get off of here. Wow, exactly 3 hours. Mr. Butters, you're incredible. This has been a Friday edition, and I've already said this, but I'm going to say it again. It's been a Friday edition of HODL Harmony, where the beat of the blockchain meets the rhythm of riches. Are you ready to ride the crypto wave with me, Tom Durante, the Maestro? That's me. And I'm in space, and I love it. We're hodling in space. That's the spaceship. That's the starship. HODL in space. Here we are. Hold on to your butts, because May's going to be crazy. I will be back very soon. Bro, you are incredible. Thank you for riding this crypto wave with me. Please remember, stay hydrated. Number one, be nice to yourself so that you can be nice to other people. That is crucial. Communicate. That's a new one. I just added that today after our little discussion today. Okay? Go follow these people. You know, you got to listen to all different sides so that you can get all the different information on what's going on. Try to bring my camera back over here to center. Maybe I'll just move my butt so that I stay centered. But yeah, stay hydrated. Be nice to people. Be nice to yourself first. You can't be nice to other people if you're not nice to you. So do something for you. Always. And then you can be nice to other people. Things that you can do for me. You can like this video if you haven't already, which I'm sure you have. We've had almost 30 views. There are 3 people watching. Who are these? Who's this other person? Get in the chat, please. That's what makes going live worth it. When I'm on my other channel making music, if it's nobody watching and nobody's in the chat, I'm just like, well, this is boring. I can play a little music for you here real quick. So this is kind of a little taste of what I do on my other channel. Today's key of the day. I pick a key of the day. I talk about music history. Oh, you know, I didn't do a Bitcoin history, but there's not really a lot of Bitcoin history. Today's key of the day was F. So I just kind of screw around, make some music in a key. Right now I'm playing on a Rhodes piano. It's kind of fun. I love the sound of it. So, be nice to people. We are writing the Bitcoin history. That's why you gotta be very safe with your coins. Maybe I'll start doing like a little sign off with my own music, just kind of jamming. If I can do it right. Oh, it's still frozen. Why is that frozen? Nope, it ain't gonna happen. It's frozen. Oh well. There's just one keyboard now. Making this crap up, by the way. Have a great night. Like this video, subscribe, hit the notification bells, and share it with your friends and your family and everybody else that you want to share this Bitcoin history that we are creating one day at a time. May is going to be nuts. So stick around. Thank you for smashing some of those like things and all that fun stuff. I'll smash it right back at you. Whoa. Yo. Keep it 100, my friend. I'll be back soon. I got a busy day tomorrow. I'm taking care of some pianos. I got a guy who called me and he said I got one note out of tune. Will you come tune one note? Bro, I will come tune one note for you. So there's that. I'm going to tune a piano on Longboat Key by the ocean, by the Gulf of America. And then I'm going to measure a harpsichord string. And I'm definitely going to go live tomorrow on my music channel. I usually do my tech days. I go in the shop. And it's just a pain in the ass because I have to like literally take my whole desktop computer out there. And I run my 100-foot Ethernet cable all the way out to my garage. I may or may not take apart a piano. I have a piano sitting outside of my house that I need to take apart, so we'll figure that out. I'm not sure. Probably in the afternoon, my time. I usually try to go on around 7. Last week I went on earlier because I had a long thing to do. It was like a 3-hour stream. I was taking apart a piano strings and all that. So yeah, we'll see. I will most definitely post. If you're not following me on Instagram, get on the Instagram because I usually post on there before I go live. Let me put that up in there. Let's see. I think it's DHM Productions. What? Where am I? I don't know how to share this. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so check me out. I have started posting on there whenever I go live, and I just started posting on this is just like my catch-all. This is just me personally. So on my story, you can't see this. On my story, I said, gonna try going live tonight at 7 on YouTube. This is Durante's House of Music. I said, gonna try not to fall asleep before then. Because the last 2 days I've just fallen asleep at 5 p.m. because I'm sleepy. And then I posted another one here, going live at 8:30. It was more like 8:40, but that's okay. You found it. You're here. You got your notifications. But follow me on here because I've been just posting like heads up, hey, I'm going online. And it seems that whoever's following me on here gets the notification. You know, they're watching their stories and things like that. And isn't that a cool AI picture of me? Where am I at? You can't even see it. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to social media very well. Nope. I just want to look at it. Oh well. It's a cool little picture of me. As an AI, bro. Just remember. Oh my god, you can't see any of that. I love this. I just realized it. So just remember, as in the words of Monty Python, how small and insignificant you are. And your little problems. You are here in the great galaxy of things. This is totally me. 30-year-old me around real adults. Baby Yoda. 30-year-old me around teenagers. That's my life every day. My student. Why is this so accurate? She graduated. So funny. And then I have a oh yeah, look at that. So I have a whole song where I just recorded the crunch of my toasted bagel every day, and I put that into a song. I mean, literally, it's just me crushing a bagel. Let's see if I could pull that up. That was on my where was that? Subscriptions. Where was this? Oh, right here. I just keep going. I just keep on going. I want to stop, and then I'm like, nope, I'm going to keep on going. All right. A series of bagels being crushed. You will now hear a series of bagels being crushed. I don't know if this is the actual audio. The proper one. This is my Zen song. Oh, I gotta turn that up. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. I make a pretty good bagel sandwich. I would toast them, and then I would smash them. And they made a really satisfying sound. So I recorded it every day for like a week. And I made a song about it. So that's why I did this post where I'm recreating that live performance of the Bagel Crush song in my kitchen. Oh yeah, my album, when I first dropped my album. That's so crazy. And this is a wild one. When the phone was tied with a wire, humans were free. So true. So true. Get off your damn phone. Except for when you're watching me on YouTube. And I love theremin, so this is just silly cats playing with a theremin. So yeah, check me out on Instagram. The point was that I post on my story whenever I'm about to go live. I guess you didn't see that because I didn't have my screen on. So I post on here for my Duranity's House of Music. And then I've been posting, I just started today posting for HODL Harmony. Hey, I'm going to go home. I'm going to get off of here and go to sleep now. Have a great night, Mr. Butters. I would appreciate any help that you can give me. And I look forward to meeting you and working with you in person in the future. Have a great night. I will see you maybe tomorrow. Thanks again for everything, sir.